Okay. Twitch, so I can see my Twitch chat. Might be. Oh, my screen just disappeared. What the fuck? Okay, that was super weird. What's up, dude? Welcome back, welcome back. Okay, what was I gonna do? Something I was gonna do? Bum, 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 bum. You were gonna uninstall SOD? Well, I need something to do while we answer questions, so I figured this was kind of like the perfect thing to do, you know? Just to chill with. Hold. Oh my god. I did do legs today though. I will say that. I'm feeling a little bit chunky, dude. A little bit chunky. Did legs today? Oh my god. Yo, Rexo coming in with the follow. Welcome to the stream, dude. Welcome, welcome. Sorry I look like a bum right now. Just got back from the gym. Hey, Sqwurrelly, I'm new to Rogue, and your videos really helped me pick up the class. No question here. Just wanted to say thanks. Hey, dude, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Why Rogue like that? I don't know, dude. That's a really good question, actually. Somebody hire this guy. That's a really good question. Oh, that copper vein. I need that. Oh, wait, I have rough stone. I don't need that, but I did arms today, and by that, I mean I was fixing a friend's PC that weighs 20 pounds, for sure. For sure. No, I knew it was gonna happen. God fucking damn it. I hate that racials are on the GCD. I'm not a fan of that. Oh my god. Poggers, we leveled. Oh, dude. I like... So, I've always had a sneaking suspicion, but I did a Seca scan yesterday, because my gym has Seca scans now, and it turns out my left leg is like 0.2 pounds lighter than my right leg, and I've always visually noticed it, but now that it's confirmed, I feel really, really fucked up about it. I feel really fucked up about it because I was like, so many years of me being like, this looks odd. And I was right the whole time. They already did hire me. I'm the guy that came up with a "don't you guys have phones" question. Oh, poggers, okay. Lopsided. Yeah, I'm lopsided. It's fucked up. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm feeling some type of way today, dude. I'm feeling some type of way today. I'm excited for D&D tonight, by the way. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a fun time. All right. Just gonna keep spamming bandages for a second. I'm wanted for tax evasion. What the fuck, dude? Basically. Do I have to pay taxes on paying you as an employee if you don't live in my country? How's that work? Are we on some like illegal alien shit? How's that work? I don't know how that works. Let's see. Okay. And then I'm gonna make some sharpening stones after this. Okay, that's fine. You don't pay me, so it doesn't matter. Well, I mean, I will soon. You know, once we get the payout. Yo, what's up, Crow? How you doing, dude? Wait, you guys are getting paid? All right, dude. Don't paint me as like don't do that, dude. people are not gonna take this as a joke. They're gonna think that I'm using you for free labor, man. They're gonna think, guys. This is my indentured servant, Ducky visual. Also, I just want you to know I did bring the cottage cheese to the function. I did bring the cottage cheese to the function. All right, we're gonna chill out for just a little bit. We're gonna say hi to everyone who comes into the stream, and then we'll do the Q&A in a little bit once more people have entered the stream. Okay. You have to declare it if it's over like 800 a year. Hopefully we. I mean, as much as I don't want to pay taxes on this, hopefully we get there. Cottage cheese, I'm leaving. That's toxic. You might be a bad person. Fuck. Oh. The GCD. Oh my god, I'm owning. Okay. It's crazy how fast they die when everything, like, lands. Oh, War Chief's Blessing's going out? No, dude. I need to get world buffs. I need to get some world buffs. I can't believe War Chief's Blessing exists. Does that mean that Alliance also gets War Chief's Blessing? They balance that on SOD? Does anyone play SOD that knows? Eat the grams. I am not a SOD enjoyer. Based. Guys, we're just playing SOD in the background, okay? Alright? Don't get scared. We're just playing SOD in the background. Alright? That's all it is, dude, okay? I know you guys are Cata enjoyers, okay? Don't worry. Don't worry, dude. We're just doing it in the background, okay? I need to constantly stimulate myself, okay? And my Subway Surfers is updating on my iPhone right now. Based. I tried leveling with backstab build, kind of cranks. Might have Stormwind or whatever. Okay, they also get their own buff. That makes sense. Ooh, we got a little shirt. Hoggers. Out of my fucking inventory. Yeah. Old Cata person based. I don't know if I don't know if I don't know if that's how that works. I think it's actually the opposite if you think about it in reality. Like, I feel like all the old balding men play this version of the game. There's a reason I'm wearing a hat, and there's a reason why Simon wears 6 hats at a time. We know what's going on under those hats. We know what's going on under those hats. Okay. You know what's the one thing I hate about SOD is aggro, like friendly aggro radiuses, and then there always just being like big camps of mobs that you have to pick through. I think that's like my least favorite part about like classic WoW in general. I always found that so annoying that I just have to like slowly work my way through a camp. It's just needlessly frustrating to me. Like I don't, I'm like almost certain this aggro's. What did I fucking say? Felt like I was going crazy last night. I swore I heard birds call for a while, then it turned out to be a muffled old-timey radio talk. I wasn't sleeping either. I just kept wondering where the sound was coming from. What? Where were you listening to old-timey radio at? Am I dead, chat? I'm pretty sure I'm fucking dead here. Oh, no. Die! Die! Fuck! Tragic. Tragic. That was tragic. Nowhere. 'Twas me head. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Oh, Chris, I don't have to buy Epsom salts. I found a bag in my bathroom. Poggers, okay. Is the weather still fucked where you live? Oh, Ducky, dude. Hey, there is something I do want to mention, bro. We gotta start editing out me cussing in the videos. We gotta edit them out, dude. I think if you did like a funny bass noise or whatever. Nah, I do what I want. You're not my dad. Okay, well. Cause, dude, it's not family friendly, dude. I feel like YouTube is not pushing the YouTube videos as much because of it, man. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy theorist. You're not family friendly, dipshit. I know. But we have to act like I am, you know? I'm not appealing to my Christian conservative WoW viewer base. You know what I'm saying? His language gets all choppy if you take out the cuss. Yeah, that's true. That's so true, actually. That's really frustrating that you said that. Because that's real. You're so annoying. This is what I'm talking about. This shit's so annoying. I think it'd also be kind of funny. Yeah, but I think it'd be funny. Like, doing exactly that, like the SpongeBob dolphin noise or something, would be really funny. Or doing like the bass meme, you know, like with I'm not gonna be able to find the fucking noise, but it's in like every TikTok where they like cut out words that you're not supposed to hear for the algo. Where's a cannoneer, man? Brigand. Oh, cannoneer. Wait, isn't Baron Longshore like all the way down the beat? Yeah, he is. He's like way down there. You know, this would be way better if I could read. This would be way better if I could read, because I always just pay attention to the current step and not the one underneath it. even though it's like telling me to do them simultaneously. And then I just end up like losing out on efficiency by like a massive like margin because I'm just dumb. Yes, I love crawling. I forgot this is how this was, bro. This is tragic. This is tragic. Walking at 0.5 speed. What's up, Savell? Welcome to the stream, dude. Like, I could literally read a book. I could literally read a book during this. This is insanely bad. This is why I text you full-length novels. No, like, literally our group chat is just him and our other friend Duncan just, like, actually sending paragraphs every single time they speak. I just invited Xander to the group chat because he's moving out here. And it's just, like, our friends group chat for, like, plans and shit like that. It's literally just Duncan and Logan yapping at each other, sending each other paragraphs at all times. And it's like... You try and pick it up at random, and you're like, it's just not even worth it. Yeah, there's Baron. Okay, so now I have to work through this whole camp. And that's what's annoying about this, right? I'm gonna work through this whole camp. But we're gonna game on it. I'll show you. We're gonna game on it. Fluent in Japanese. Okay, watch. Okay. So the cannoneer is gonna come towards me, right? We're gonna go this way with this dude. Okay, now we're gonna work on the cannoneer. Oh, that was a waste. Bro might kill me. Oh, I'm so lucky he ran away. Okay. Yo, what up, Daryl? Welcome back to the stream, dude. Okay. Alright, now we go with the lad. I don't think... Yeah, I think I'm fine. We'll find out. Oh, okay. I didn't see that guy there. Well, we're running. Come on. Oh my god. I didn't see the cannoneer. I'm so bad at this game. I did not see him. My first serious question of the day. Why do you send me toe pics every morning? Are you saying you don't appreciate them? Because it can stop. It's fine. It's fine. Don't question a good thing, then. Anyways, next question. Next question. What was I gonna do? Why SOD bad? Dude, I think I'm just bad at SOD is what it comes down to. I think that's what it is in reality. Pretty sure. Literally had a question in my head this afternoon, but forgot. That's tough. That's tough. When it comes back to you, just hit me with it. If glyph of gouge, why use other glyph? I literally don't have an answer to that. I don't have an answer to that. Ugh. I'm feeling kind of yucky today, guys. I had an energy drink that I probably shouldn't have had, is what I meant to say. Kind of made me feel a little yucky. I did not see this fucking cannoneer back here, man. That's so annoying. I think I can kill him without the cannoneer aggroing me. Oh my god, we're owning. Take that. He's kind of fucking my ass, dude. Just gonna heal anyways. Oh my god, gamer. Holy shit. Okay, we're owning. We're owning. Alright, we're gonna go turn this in. The levels are kind of just coming in on Sod, though, for sure. They definitely are. I'm gonna go this way and just run around. Alright, this is like a odd song to be showing up on a Kendrick Lamar song radio. If you think about it. Yo, what's up, Lemris? How you doing, buddy? Thank you, by the way. I appreciate you. Damn, War Chief's Blessing is going out a lot. I just got a denied app. What do you mean? Hello, 911. This is Sqwurrelly guy is a nerd. What's up, stat? I applied to CB. CB? What's CB? Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Can you actually use Vendetta and respec, or it does not persist? It doesn't persist anymore. They fixed that. Yeah, so that's totally gone. That's totally gone. Yeah, we're just gonna wait for more people to get into the stream, guys, and then we'll start talking and stuff for the most part. I'm just kind of like waiting at the moment. Waiting at the moment. Yo, what up, Sons? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, though, Blemrus. What was their reasoning behind not picking you up? Zero reason? Oh, okay. Okay. That just happens sometimes, man, you know? Rend is dropping a lot. I feel like I should most certainly go get a Ren buff and then come quest. I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice by not being world buffed. Okay. Yes, you should ask redundant questions. 1,000%. 1,000%. In a way, you're leveling another rogue. This is on Sod, Drifty. This is on Sod. This is not on retail. Or sorry, Cata. So yes, I am leveling another rogue. Confirm No, I'm not a SOD degen. No. Not by any capacity. Not by any capacity. I quit during phase 2 when I was on Alliance on Crusader Strike. I told Bobka that I would play SOD though. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Is anyone on Crusader Strike that can, like, give me gold? Trying to beg someone for gold. Oof. That's tough. Oh, I wouldn't. You have no gold left? Hold. Out here worried about clipping my swing timer again. Bruh. Bruh. Sure. I'm back to Giga broke. Wait. I'm so close. Fuck 'em. There we go. Wait, do you like that song? Why is it on the Beastie Boys? You like Alicia Creddy? That's so sick. That's so sick. I love Alicia Creddy, dude. Yo, dude. Oh, bro. If you guys have not heard Alicia Creddy, dude, holy shit. What a great fucking artist. What a great artist. This is just iced lychee. It's pretty mid, if I'm being honest. I bought it out of desperation when I was working. It's pretty bad. Not a big fan of it. Polyamorous, yeah, you're telling me that, dude. Dorky as fuck. Dorky as fuck. How do dishonorable kills work in Classic again? I forgot. It's that if they're just, like, above me, they're fucked, right? Is that what it is? Like, by 10 levels or something? I thought that's it. I don't think that's it. I thought it was, like, really low levels. Maybe it's just people below level 10 or something like that. I can't remember what it is. Someone killed all my zebras. This is tragic. This is tragic. Alicia Creddy, I'll type it for you. Great artist. Great artist. Also, dude, this left screen where, like, my Twitch is and stuff, just keep... Listen to this song. This song is also great. It's by CIL. This chick's got an amazing voice, dude. This chick's got an amazing voice. Absolutely love her. You going to bed? Okay. Alright, see you, buddy. My girlfriend did choir all throughout her youth, and she has, like, one of the most incredible voices I've ever heard on a person. Like, I mean this in no short, like, no exaggeration. Exaggeration. My girlfriend should be on The Voice. It's ridiculous how good of a singer she is. And she shows me like songs all the time that are like just vocal focused songs. And it's incredible, dude. She'll just show me like a random song from an artist who has like a completely different range than like another artist that she'll show me. She'll do the song flawlessly, bro. She'll do the song absolutely flawlessly. This is Bloodsucker by CIL. Oh shit, I wasn't attacking that whole time. Yeah, they have similar vibes in their vocals. Same, bro. Same. This is a... Here, I'll go back to Alicia Creddy, too. So this is another song by Alicia Creddy that's really good. This is called Strange. Yeah, this chick's just I like it. I think she's probably my favorite female vocalist. And I'm not really into Billie Eilish's music, but Billie Eilish also has some insane vocals. I didn't really understand it when my girlfriend was like originally showing me the vibe behind Billie Eilish, because I don't really like her music, but her vocals are insane. And I didn't understand that when her and I first started dating, but like the more she taught me about it, I was like, oh shit, like Billie Eilish is insane. Still don't really fuck with her music that much though, just because I don't really connect with it personally. It's not bad though. It's still immensely impressive. It's just not really my thing. Bro, I always have an issue. I've been eating watermelon every single day, and then the watermelon juice gets underneath my ring finger. And then my ring's all sticky. It's gross. It's gross. And before anyone says wash your hands, I know. I'm lazy. Got my little grubby fingers, you know? Saving the flavor for later. Guess I need a little sweet treat. Oh shit. Yeah, I just need like 20 gold. Nothing crazy. I'll pay you back later too. Like I have gold on sod. Oh, not that much, dude. That's way too much. That's way too much. I'm not gonna be playing this seriously. I'm not gonna be playing this seriously. Okay, for sure. Yeah, I don't really care about sod. I just want to be able to buy items while I'm leveling and shit. Yeah, that's about it. I find too many people don't listen to vocals, only music and only the beat slash instrumentals. The amount of people that say, I don't know what this song is about is wild to me. Yeah, no, I totally agree. That's why hip hop is like my favorite genre. And like a very specific form of hip hop is my favorite genre, right? Like I really do not. I just want to say, I'm getting distracted, but a lack of hooves that I've gotten off of this quest is fucking nuts. Like actually fucking nuts. Yeah, no, that type of stuff bothers me a lot, actually. But I don't know. I've always listened to music for its vocals, so that's why my girlfriend was like hella surprised I didn't listen to music like this when we started dating. That's just because I grew up with like a background of only listening to hip hop. So yeah, just let me know how much I owe you for that, I guess, and I'll just give you gold on Cata. Bro, the zebra hooves are taking forever. Oh, or the I'm also not getting any kidneys, which is crazy. It's fucking... Chat, are we like... Let's see. Okay. I was about to say, are we cursed? I don't think we are. Okay. Go back to the playlist I was listening to. I don't want to listen to like Beastie Boys and shit though. I don't know why that stuff is popping up on my the hip hop playlist that I was listening to. Actually, yeah, I'm just gonna listen to my normal playlist. There we go. Just gonna listen to my normal playlist, man. Just listen to something chill. There we go, dude. It's also hot as balls in my house right now, chat. Man, I cannot wait for it to just be over already. Summer, that is. I've definitely heard it, yeah. Yeah, I like that album a lot, yeah. I also grew up on metal and alternative a lot of the time, so. What was I gonna do? Okay. I'm gonna turn my music down a little bit. Just because it's kind of loud. And yeah, we'll just start getting into it. So, biggest things that I want to start out with is I want to go over some... recent controversies. Recent controversies within some questioning that I was asked. So, I know that... dude, I really need to go get War Chief's Blessing. I know that some people were pulling energy at higher levels, and this is something that like I want to talk about because I was talking to Dasp about this, and I want to make sure that there's no confusion with it because I think Bicarb's Weak Aura in its early iteration, sorry, wow, I just burped. Earlier iteration was having people pull to 90, and I think that confuses some people. So I don't want people to get confused about when you're supposed to be pulling with energy. So I made an earlier video talking about how people should be pulling energy to 60 and then sometimes more depending on your haste level, okay? Generally speaking, you would have to, as an assassination rogue, have extremely low haste for that value to be something that you even need to focus on. I'm talking about like like 500 or 700 for that to matter in any capacity. So a lot of people... Oh, this is awkward, isn't it? Even if I... Okay, I guess I'm stuck here. I was gonna go get the War Chief's Blessing buff, but I'm stuck here until I turn these quests in, I guess. I don't know. So, even if you are worried about having too low of haste, the reality is that even if you're not perfectly clipping your envenoms every single time, or you're not managing to get off a proper amount of like envenoms with your mutilates or anything like that, right? Something that is also a massive DPS loss that should not be overlooked is holding energy too often. Holding energy for too long also results in a DPS loss. There's a reason that the sweet spot for pulling energy is considered to be at 60 energy. The reason for that is because it both allows you to, when you get no Ruthlessness proc, to get 2 mutilates off, that will inevitably mean that you're getting both of those mutilates off if you're not in the process of refreshing a rupture or coming off of refreshing a rupture with your envenom. But at the same time, it also means that you're increasing your envenom uptime, because when you pool for too long, it ends up being a massive DPS loss. So that was one of the questions that was asked in my Q&A channel of the Discord. That's something that I really want people to understand and focus on. And it's something that, like, people, I think, are taking too far, or, you know, like, not focusing on enough. They're putting a lot of stock in things that are, for me, what at the time feels like just a passing comment in which I'm like, hey, you know, and this is why I always say sim everything, because, like, I don't like to speak in definitives in a game where there's so much variability, but a lot of people will take things that I'm saying as definitives when they're not definitives, right? So I really want to kind of put to rest this idea that, like, if you're low on haste, you have to be pulling to a higher energy level, because it is a DPS loss when you're pulling for too high of energy to ensure, right? There's this like falsehood that people are creating where, oh, well, because I'm low on haste, I have to pull to really high energy levels. Otherwise, I won't be able to keep my mutilates and envenoms, right? You can't really test this outside of raid because you need that 10% haste increase to really see what that looks like for assassination. But something that's really important to mention is that, like, it's not that large of a difference. It's not that large of a difference. You guys need to just really focus on the core fundamentals of the class and not focus on these weird minutiaes that I say just as, like, precautions for people so that they don't get confused. Because, and the only reason it was mentioned is after using Bicarb's rotation guide week aura, I was like, well, maybe it would be good to mention this just so people don't have misconceptions about where they're supposed to be pulling energy. The reason that Bicarb's weak aura does that is because it's not a large DPS loss by any capacity, but it's also by no means a way to min-max, right? And we're talking about, like, when I say large DPS loss, I'm talking about sub 1000 DPS type of DPS losses. Any thoughts on Babytron? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Is that an artist? So that's something that I wanted to mention, because I feel like I'm seeing a lot of logs where people are just waiting too long to rip abilities that they should be ripping sooner, and that's kind of frustrating because, you know, a lot of the things that I like to practice and preach is that you guys need to be, like, looking at logs and doing your research and checking that out, and that could be really confusing for people who have never done that, who are trying to improve their gameplay. I definitely want to put out, like, a YouTube video sometime soon talking about that shows people how to you know, check logs so that they can compare themselves to other people and see how that they did in a fight versus how someone else did in a fight. Side-by-side comparisons and stuff of that nature, so that you can get, like, an idea from what the top parses are, so long as they're not doing, you know, something like blatantly, like, Patty on their DPS. That way you can get an idea of what you can do to improve your own DPS. Bro, please listen to anything he's dropped. Okay. Let's see. Who is this? Babytron. What kind of music is it? I don't know why this monitor keeps shutting off on me. Out on Bond. I feel like this is gonna be terrible, dude. Hold up. Okay, dude. I feel like the beat does not match this song though, dude. I have a hard time with this type of rap, dude. That beat goes bonkers, do the dash. Okay, what is this, dude? Nah, dude, because it's the same bass line, dude. It's the same bass line, dude. What are you talking about? It probably goes hard in like, a car with bass. It probably goes hella hard in a car with bass. It's just heavy 808s, man. It's just heavy 808s. Yeah, yeah. It probably goes... Not in my headphones, though. Not in my headphones does it go hard. Because it's the same bass line, right? Don't get me wrong, I got nothing wrong with fucking 808s. But he's doing... Of course he knows this song. What the fuck, dude? They have a sound bite from fucking SpongeBob. Okay. But the way that his voice is that he's monotone throughout the entire thing, right? And then it cuts off. Like, if the beat played around his monotone voice, that'd be sick, but it's a bassline beat, right? With just heavy 808s. That's what I'm saying. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm probably brain dead. I don't know if that's gonna connect with anyone. Okay, you get it? Okay, for sure. Yeah, bro, I have a hard time with that shit, dude. I have a hard time with that. I'm so specific. I'm trying to think of an artist that I can relate to this so I can make it like make it make more sense. Give me a moment. I'm gonna hold. Okay. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, this guy's voice, he does the monotone thing, right? And he's only changing his inflection at the start and end of his bar, okay? He's only changing it at the start and end of the bar. But like the beat around it. You get me? Right? That's the thing that freaks me out. That's the thing that freaks me out about rap artists that do beats like that. I'm like, bro, if you just put like a little bit more like soul in that, dude. Oh fuck, man. And it always upsets me. I hate bassline beats, dude. I totally get them because it's like when you're at a club, when you're in your car, when you're, you know, like at a house party, some shit like that. They go hard as fuck. But they always sound so weird when you're just vibing out. Does that make sense? But like this right here, like you can, I don't know, dude, like this does something for me. Let me see if I can think of another song. This might be it. No, this is not a bass line. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. No, not this song. I'm trying to think of one. I'm always so bad on the spot about this stuff, which really sucks. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. Um, I don't know. I think that's like the only song I can think of off the top of my head, which kind of sucks because I definitely know a bunch of songs that represent exactly what I'm talking about, but I cannot think of any of them. I know, dude. I miss War Chief's Blessing. You want to know why? I don't have enough silver to fly to Orgrimmar, dude. Yeah. So we're gonna keep we're just gonna keep taking L's there, dude. It's crazy that I was able to get this plain strider kidneys before I was able to get the zebra hooves. That's crazy to me. I've missed like 20 of them. Okay, let's do a question, Stuns. Whatever question you want to ask, we'll do yours next, and then we'll go from that point. Okay. And then I'll answer another one from the Discord. Yo, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to say your name. Not Nimuit, and Scarnia. Thank you for the follows. Welcome to the stream. Is that how I say your name, dude? I'm not sure. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Am I allowed to post a YouTube short here? I need an honest opinion from a huge streamer. Join the Discord and DM it to me. If you're not a sub in the stream, all posts get auto-banned. Because people post phishing links in Twitch chats. So. I'm also not a huge streamer by any capacity, but... Yo... have you heard something from Al since yesterday? He ended stream with the, I gotta go with weird voice. I hope he's fine. No, I have not. Let me go check the Discord. Nothing. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Fishing, yeah. Still no zebra hoof. This is crazy. This is crazy business. You remember Thane? No, I do not. I do not. Who's Thane? Sent you the short, master? Okay. What is this? Is this, what is this? This is, Dark Fantasy? It's Dark Fantasy. I like that, dude. It's cool. Dark Fantasy is always super sick. Or, well, not necessarily Dark Fantasy. I don't know how to explain it. It's close to Dark Fantasy. There's a lot of shorts like that. Just fantasy, yeah. Dark Fantasy just has more of a, like, it's like a deep color palette, but also depleted look to it. There's a lot of posts like that on TikTok and shit. They're all super sick. I think they're great. This is gonna blow my. I'm gonna go crazy. And grainy texture, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's super sick. If you're looking for more inspiration with that stuff, look up Dark Fantasy on TikTok. I promise you'll have a ton of stuff that you can look at. That's cool though. I like it. I always think those are like super aesthetically pleasing to look at. So yeah, I mess with that super hard. Yeah, I follow some people for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, Joe. I have no idea, dude. I have no idea where Al's been. That really sucks, though. I hope he's okay. I'd reach out, but I don't really know him personally, and I imagine if he's going through something, like he's probably got homies. So he's probably got homies in the guild and IRL that he talks to. I don't think I've actually had like a single one-on-one conversation with Al since I joined the guild. So is this you? Okay. The homie Spoon's gonna come give me some gold. The homie Spoon's gonna come give me some gold. Okay, the next thing that I want to show you guys, once I get the gold and everything, from my homie, so that I'm not stupidly broke on SOD, is I'm gonna show you guys. The next thing that I want to talk about is that there's on the BIS list. The BIS list is showing that Fluid Death and Prestors is best in slot. It is not best in slot for SOD, or I'm sorry, SOD, Cata by any capacity. So I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like, but give me just a moment here, and then we'll talk about it in a more clippable way so we can put it on the YouTube channel. And we'll test it with a bunch of different fight timers. Let's see. Okay, cool. Well, then we're not going to be super duper broke, which is super funny. Already farmed Tolbarad Trinket? Yeah, that'll be sick. That'll be sick. And good. If you guys have not farmed your Tolbarad Trinkets and you guys are like coping that you don't need it because Fluid Death and Prestors is this, you guys need to go farm it. It's just like outright better by a decent margin. So outright better. I'm running Fluid Death plus Riddle for my Sin spec right now. Where Fluid plus 359 Prestors sims better for my combat spec. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I will never farm TB rep. Yeah, if you just play a class that doesn't need to, then you're owning. That's the move. Yo, Panda Carpet, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream, dude. Bro, it's like a significant DPS increase. I don't know, man. I don't know. It feels weird. It feels weird. It's so fast. It takes like no time at all. It's like 10 minutes a day. Blacksmith hammer. All right. All right, cool. Give him something. He gave me something. It's fucking black. I don't want this shit. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right, we have 500 gold. We're owning. Sick. TB rep is actually 45 minutes a day for 18 quests for 6-ish days and you're done. No, it's not 45. It's 15, dude. It's 15 minutes. It's 15. Key is better than Riddle? No. That's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. So TB Trinket is better than Heroic Neck? No. Okay. Did I misspeak? No. Okay. So it's Unsolvable Riddle and Prestors is BIS. Unsolvable Riddle and Heroic Prestors. Yeah. Guys, I think we're gonna get boosted. Okay, we're gonna go boosted. That's easy. That'll make my life so much better. Okay. It sims 300 DPS less than Fluid, though. It depends on what timers you're simming it on. It totally depends on what timers you're simming it on. It absolutely depends. You need to check actual fight timers. For most fight timers, it beats, and there's a reason that every single rank 1 parse and rank 2 and rank 3 and rank 4 is using the exact same DPS setup, right? Yeah, it totally depends. See, you guys need to understand that if you're, like, depending on the timer that you're simming it on, right? Fluid Death will beat out certain timers. I'll show you guys. Okay, so we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna go fly to firstly Ogremar so I can get War Chief's blessing. What? Okay. Give me just a moment here. Well, okay, yeah, because that's you're comparing the fight timers to one another, so it's not actually a 1.9k DPS increase. I'll show you. Give me just a moment, okay? Okay, so we're gonna go into the next segment. I'm gonna try and make this YouTube clippable, so just bear with me here, okay? So we're gonna do a few things. I'm gonna set some stuff up real quick just so you guys can see, okay? We're gonna change the iterations to 3,000 or 10,000 just so they're not obnoxious. Lethal Spoon, thank you for the. Is that you, dude? Thank you, Spoon, for the gold. I really appreciate you. I'll get you. I'll get you on our GDKP soon. Just remind me. Okay, so we're gonna go to phase 1 assassination. We're going to go to Fluid Death. We're gonna change that to Unsolvable Riddle. Okay. And then we're going to suggest reforges. Okay, we're going to sim that. We're going to duplicate the tab. Then we're going to do phase 1 bis. Sim that. Okay? Alrighty. No, dude, I just closed instead of grabbing it, dude. Okay, so I messed up, chat. Give me a moment here. God damn it. Just closed it. That's so annoying. Okay, give me just a sec. God. Unsolvable riddle. Okay. We're gonna do that. We're gonna suggest reforges. Okay. This is on settings 3 minutes. Okay. We're talking about 3 minutes here. All right. This is 3 minutes for the fight length. Okay. Is this default raid? Default raid. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So we're gonna sim these against one another. I would do a higher sim iteration, but like I'm not doing multi-threading on my PC while I'm streaming. I'm afraid it'll crash my PC. I don't have an amazing PC. Sorry, that's gonna take longer for the sim to go. But so this is the argument amongst for Fluid Death being worse than Unsolvable Riddle. Okay, just so you guys can understand. All right. So look, this is Fluid Death. Okay. This is Fluid Death, right? 33,944 DPS versus Unsolvable Riddle, both at 3 minutes, okay? Unsolvable Riddle is roughly almost 400 DPS higher, okay? Roughly 400 DPS higher, okay? So rather than doing like a bunch of speculatory stuff, let's talk about actual fight lengths, okay? So I'm going to use my fight length specifically because in all of my sim iterations of seeing this, the only time in which Fluid Death has been better was, I think, on one single fight, and I typed it out on Google Docs because I was doing some research for myself just to see what fights it did beat out on. So let's see, I think it's this one right here. Okay, so these were all the fights that Unsolvable Riddle was better on. It was Conclave, Alakir, ODS, Magma, Atramedes, Chimeron, Maloriak, Halphus, V&T, Council, Cho'Gall, Sinestra, and then Nefarian was the only fight in which Fluid Death beat out any, on like any of the bosses, Fluid Death beat out Riddle only on Nefarian because of how long the fight time is, okay? Yes, it's a longer fight time and also the specific times that I'm using. So a lot of what people need to understand is that like there is no sense of exactly true BIS when we're talking about what would be outright BIS. And so the comment that you're making, Belemris, no, because that's not exactly how this works, okay? Generally speaking, in all the testing that I did, which was when I was multi-threading at over 100K iterations, okay, just so you guys can understand, this isn't me just doing like 3,000 iterations on stream and then being like, see, it's better, right? There's a lot of variability that can happen, okay? So it depends. The general basis from what I can tell is that if Unsolvable Riddle was popped within the last minute, it always, without a shadow of a doubt, beat out Fluid Death, okay? It always beat out Fluid Death. So I'm going to pull up Warcraft logs really quick here, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean. Give me just a moment. Give me just a moment. So we're gonna type in specific boss kill times, okay? So for Conclave was 2 minutes and 12 seconds, okay? So that's 132, okay? 132. All right, then we're gonna sim this, okay? Just so we can see, all right? Obviously, there are differences that will happen with like fight mechanics, other things that can change this data, but just for the sake of the argument, I just wanna show you guys these side-by-side comparisons. I apologize that it's gonna take longer than it should. But, so this is 2 minutes and 12 seconds, okay? So you trigger the ICD, that means Riddle is up during execute. What do you mean exactly? So this is the DPS comparison at 2 minutes and 12 seconds, okay? And this is what I suggest everyone does. So anyone who's watching on the YouTube video later or anyone in my chat right now, what you guys need to understand is the way that you need to be testing this is based off of an average of your weekly kill times, right? So do like a few weeks backlog, check how fast you guys are killing the boss each single week, right? For some of you guys that are in more like, you know, casual guilds who are getting better or semi-hardcore guilds, you guys are going to notice that your fight times are probably going to change a lot as you get more gear, okay? So this might not be as easy to figure out, and most of the time, you're safer using Unsolvable Riddle, so don't worry about it being a DPS loss in the event that your fight time does change dramatically or gets faster or something of that regard. On the only fight in which Fluid Death beat Riddle on any of these bosses, Fluid Death lost on Nefarian by 6.6 DPS for me. Okay, just so you guys can understand the basis here, all right? So it's not like you guys have to worry too much about there being like massive discrepancies between your DPS on either of them, okay? So the next one we'll look at was Alakir. Alakir died at 4 minutes and 39 seconds, okay? So that's... math brain, 240... 279. 279, okay? All right, so we'll check the DPS difference. Yeah, so there's no specific kill time. Like I was saying, it's based off of a discrepancy, right? So it seemed like, generally speaking, Fluid Death performed ever so slightly better on fights that were 7 minutes plus, and performed worse on fights that were shorter than that, or sometimes, in very rare instances, would almost equate and like be like plus 1 to 2 DPS or minus 1 to 2 DPS if the last time Unsolvable Riddle was popped before the end of the fight was like a minute to a minute and 30 seconds. But generally speaking, for me and my boss kill times, Riddle always ended up being a DPS increase. And you guys can see here, right? Because this is 4 minutes and 39 seconds. So the last time it was popped was shortly after. It's still a DPS increase. Right, we're just coming off of another set of Unsolvable Riddle and you know, cooldowns being popped together. Okay, so this is Unsolvable Riddle. This is 32,794 DPS versus 32,573 DPS, okay? So this is full BIS for both of them, so you guys can understand, right? In my current gear set, it's better. In most gear sets, it's almost always going to be better. The only time in which it's not going to be better is when you're starved for hit. If you can't reach spell hit cap, Unsolvable Riddle is not an option for you, okay? We'll check another fight timer just so you guys can see. We'll do a longer one, okay? For me, Nefarian was 6 minutes and 17 seconds. All right, so 6 minutes and 17 seconds is going to be 377 if I'm not mistaken, okay? 377 versus 377, okay. This is obviously like stolen power is the only thing that really matters here, but we'll just compare the fight timers just so you guys can see them, okay? Just so that you guys can see them. And even then, I think because of this timer, if we were popping our Vendettas off cooldown, I still think that Fluid Death probably ends up being better because generally speaking, unless your phase 2 is extremely long, you want to be holding that Vendetta for Nefarian because the DPS doesn't really matter. A lot of the times you end up stopping DPS during Nefarian phase 2 if your platform kills a lot faster, stuff like that. So there's like a lot of discrepancies in which you can lose DPS. So even in this regard, I would still recommend if you can go Reforge that you would use Fluid Death over your Unsolvable Riddle. But then again, who even knows if that's a DPS increase, because the reality is that like, what if you got Stolen Power and then Unsolvable Riddle and Vendetta just happen to be off cooldown during that time and you get a Mega Crank, right? You know, then that makes Fluid Death look like crap by comparison. So it really depends. I'm just using these different fight timers as a way to show you guys the DPS differentials between them. So like with when I tested this originally with Nefarian's End, we were killing it a lot slower. And it looks like this is coming out on top now that I have a faster kill. But I think originally when I did do this, so this is like even a smaller DPS discrepancy between the two of them, right? This is just about 55 DPS here, okay? But when I did this last time, it was over 7 minutes and Fluid Death came out on top by 6.6 DPS, okay? Obviously, we can't account for stolen power increases, phase 2 DPS losses, you know, stuff of that nature. We're just looking at timers here, all right? Next timer that I want to show you guys, let's do a fun one. We'll do 135, okay? So that's 95 seconds. All right, we'll do 95 seconds versus 95 seconds. So you guys can see the massive DPS discrepancy here. 135 is our Omnitron Defense System kill, okay? All right, that's what we're looking at. So this is like roughly 450 DPS to 500 DPS difference between the two. Let's look at another one. We can look at Sinestra. Sinestra is a good one. Sinestra is a 5 minute, so that's like the midline, right? A lot of fight times are different, but we'll do 5 minutes. So 5 minutes is going to be, it'll be 316 because we got a 5 minute and 16 second kill. All right, so we'll check these two differences. Okay. Yeah, of course, of course. Let's see. So this is looking at like a very, very small timer between the two of these. So this is what I'm saying. Do you guys see how the DPS difference gets really, really tiny here? Look, this is 31,000. It's like roughly 31,900 and like 10-ish versus, you know, 31,920 or 30. Okay. So we're talking about really small DPS differentials here. All right, at this timer. And the reason for that is because it's 5 minutes and 16 seconds, right? So we're talking about a minute after our second use of Vendetta went off, right? And we're talking about, and that's not including the haste buff or anything like that, you know, so it's hard to add those things in. Again, we're just looking at fight timers, right? We're just looking at fight timers for the sake of like seeing how we can compare these in DPS based off of their time. Looks like we got like a kind of crazy thing here, so this is pretty close. There you go. Look, right? So this is the one time that it beats out by like a very short margin, okay? Right here. Look how small that is. 5 DPS on Fluid Death side, okay? 5 DPS on Fluid Death side. But we're seeing these massive DPS differentials, and just so you guys understand, 5 DPS in reality is nothing. You guys almost guaranteed, unless you're playing like sim perfect, are not doing your rotation properly enough or not maximizing things enough to make use of these to begin with. So like you're probably losing more DPS off of, you know, Sinestra if you had a 5 minute and 16-second kill just by messing up your rotation or not playing sim perfect, more so than the DPS that you would be losing from using Fluid Death in this point, right? But all the DPS that you gain on other bosses ends up making this not really matter, this 5 DPS gain, right? So this is like the perfect indication to show the difference between the two of them. The next that I want to show you is, let's do 4 minutes and 33 seconds. That's Cho'Gall for my guild, okay? 4 minutes and 33 seconds. So that's, or let's not do that one. Let's do Chimeron because it's a target dummy. I think that's a good one. So ours is 1 minute and 3 minutes and 10 seconds. We're comparing Fluid Death with Unsolvable Riddle. So the Bis Trinket combinations are Prestors and Unsolvable Riddle, and Prestors and Fluid Death, okay? So these are your DPS differences here, right? Yes, exactly. Okay. So we'll do a 3 minute blaster, okay? Just so you guys can see the difference here, okay? Just so you guys can see the difference here. And like I was saying, is that like this DPS differential gets shorter and shorter the longer the fight goes on, and then in very specific circumstances, if your boss kill is like 5 minutes and, you know, 5 minutes and 40 seconds or something like that, right? It depends on whenever your last full use of Vendetta was versus with Unsolvable Riddle versus you know, that uptime, and it's usually about a minute after and some change is when Fluid Death starts to catch up, right? But then on very short fights, that burst DPS has so much value that even though we're looking at 3 minutes, right? 3 minutes and 10 seconds. So the it's been over a minute since your last proc, right? A minute and 10 seconds since your last use, right? This is still higher because there's so much burst DPS. So it's a combination between fight length and how far away from the last minute of usage that you're getting off of the trinket it is when the fight ends. But on shorter fights, that just doesn't matter because it provides so much burst DPS that it's just a large difference, right? We're looking at about 250 DPS here, and that's over the 1 minute mark. So just so you guys can understand, right? We'll do one more just for posterity's sake. We'll throw in a random fight timer. Let's see. Is there like a random one I can pick up? All of mine are kind of mostly timers that would prove and justify a riddle, so it's kind of hard to show like a different one. Sinestra is really the only one that doesn't prove that. Someone give me a random timer in chat, and then we'll go from there and see how it pairs up. I don't want to just use my logs. Or you know what? We'll look at I was looking at someone's logs yesterday. We'll look at Hulk Stabby. There we go. That'll give us like something that I can just randomly pull from. Cool. So we're looking at a 640 kill time on Alakir here. Okay. A 640 kill time. So we'll do that. What is that? That's 400 seconds. 400 seconds. Okay, so we'll sim both of these and see what the comparison looks like, right? 243 seconds. I'll do that one right after this. What about any fights where you have to hold CDs for specific windows? Maybe like Alakir, you CD on pull during Lust, and once more, so you won't be using on CD. Yeah, so that one's hard to test on its own, right? Because there's not really like parameters within the sim for you to do that type of stuff, and that's also something that I wonder a lot, if I'm being honest. But I'm gonna give a feels craft answer here because that's what I've been doing in terms of Alakir currently, is that with that feedback buff, I'm usually saving it for heroism on Alakir. And that's what a lot of the top logs are doing. Give me a moment here. So we'll go to Alakir. I'll show you the rankings, right? That's what a lot of the top logs are doing here too. We'll just, oh well, that's a skewed log. We'll do, we all have externals, so it's kind of, yeah. It's kind of hard to say. I would say if you're getting externals, 100% you use it during Lust, by the way. Riddle also allows you to Giga Blast during Lust on Alakir. Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of hard to say specifically. And I don't know, like, I can understand a sim well enough to give you guys, like, a lot of different indications about, you know, where to go in the right direction. A lot for me ends up coming off of just looking at logs a lot and comparing logs between one another, right? So we'll check out this guy's, we'll check out when this guy uses his cast, right? So let's see his cast first. So he's getting 3 casts off, and this is generally speaking with this fight timer here, right? 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Usually you're seeing 3 casts, and a lot of them are like, we'll look at the uptime of his buffs real quick, just so you can see. So he looks like he's popping just off the rip, okay? He looks like he's just popping off the rip. We'll see though. It depends. And that could be the move, but we'll look at casts, right? So he pops here. Okay. 2 minutes is up. He pops immediately. His is pretty good. Then he pops here. This is with Lust, obviously. This is when his guild is lusting. Okay. Then he pops it shortly near the end of the fight, and he's getting full uptime, right? Now, it's hard to say because on this specific timer, it's 4 minutes and 38 seconds exactly, which means he's getting like full uptime with those. If we go look at another one, we'll look at Woo. We'll look at Woo, right? You have that buffer time in which you're not gonna lose here, but like if you pop Vendetta off cooldown at that 2 minute mark, you're like maybe 20 to 30 seconds off of a Lust, usually, right? Usually. So we're at 4 minutes and 55 seconds here, okay? And that's, by the way, that like burst window at that very end of the fight there is insane for that dude, right? That's insane stuff for that dude with that feedback. And they chain feedback. That's why his is so high. So he's got a really long lasting feedback. Okay, so then we'll look at this one, right? He gets 3 off. We'll go to timelines. We'll see when he's casting. First one off the pole. That makes sense. Okay. Second one at 2 minutes, right? And then he's doing the same thing, right? So it seems like a lot of the top parses are doing that. Cool. He pops here, but it looks like he's saving. Yeah, so then he pops again, right? I don't think I saw his pot. Oh, this thing's in the way. He probably popped his pot earlier. I don't know where he popped his pot. Oh. I think this is when his Lust went out. He probably popped this with Lust on feedback. I didn't see it though, right? So there's like a lot of variability because feedback's hard to, it's hard to say with any of this. You're seeing like a lot of variability in these logs alone, right? Then we'll go back, we'll look at Bastu. Okay, he's rank 1 right now. Kind of hard to say because like all of us are cheesing at this point. So it's nor here or there, like whether or not, you know, like these things even matter. That 1 kill time, that's I think the fastest kill time for Alakir. This is a 5 minute kill time. He's got crazy amounts of external buffs. He's got Unholy Frenzy and then also Dark Intent. Just Woo had Unholy Frenzy. I had Unholy Frenzy. That one guy with the 4 minute 38 second cooldown window though, that's a pretty nutty you know, lineup there, right? So he's using them right off cooldown because he is just trying to get that 3rd use of Vendetta. If he were to hold, he wouldn't get that 3rd use, right? He's got 8 seconds of wiggle room to make sure that he's using it, and you always use 3 seconds into the pull, right? So he's got more like 5 seconds of wiggle room on his kill timer, the non-buffed guy. So it's like, this is what I'm saying is that there's so much variability with this stuff. Is Unholy Frenzy from DK Tank? No, it's from Unholy Tanks. Or, I'm sorry, DPS is what I meant to say. Okay, so his is first off the rip. Let's look at the 2 minute marker here. 2 minute marker, he holds, right? He's got a lot of wiggle room here, okay? He's got a lot of wiggle room here. All right, so he holds, he pops, right? This is probably with Lust, I would assume. definitely with lust. Okay, then he immediately rips after. All right, they go into air phase. He's just pumping and blasting. Okay, he gets his third use off, 445, and then he gets about 15 seconds of it, right? So there's so much variability based off of the kill timer with this fight specifically and that feedback buff. It's like really hard to say. You just got to do some research and try to mimic what you can, I suppose, as much as you can. It's definitely hard because, like, who knows if Bastu's internal thinking here is because he's waiting for lust or if he's waiting for Unholy Frenzy. We can check, right? We can check the timer. So that Unholy Frenzy off the pole. Okay, and then Unholy Frenzy at 258. Okay, so that Unholy Frenzy's at 258. Well, let's go look at his second set of cooldowns. 250, right? And then he Berserking's right next to it. So he's getting, like, you know, it's like, who's really to say, you know? And it's very hard to sim this specifically. So, yeah. Just something to keep in mind, okay? I do like that question though. That was a great question. Thank you for asking it. All right. Let's talk next question. What's something else that you guys want to know about? Go ahead and just whatever comes to mind, just shoot me a question. I'm gonna keep my music off for now, guys, because I feel like it kind of derails my train of thought, and I stutter a lot more when I do have music going. Yeah, any questions that you guys have, feel free to ask. Optimal way to play Maloriak Dark Phase is Assassination. That's an awesome question. I'll answer both questions, Panda. If I don't remember it immediately, just hit me with it, okay? Okay. I'm gonna show you guys my VOD if it's available. I'm gonna show you guys my VOD so you guys can see what I'm doing. And this is as a rank 2 parse, okay? The rank 1 parse is a guy that's doing a really like cheesy strat. But for most guilds, this is what most guilds on the high end of things are doing currently. If you guys are on the lower end of things, okay, you guys are just not going to be able to beat certain markers, all right? The rank 1 parse for that fight, what he's doing is incredibly cheesy. He's basically the only one DPSing those ads, right? He's the only one DPSing those ads. Like, no one else is touching them besides him, so it's kind of hard, right? But I've got the rank 2 parse right now, and I'll show you guys what I did. So give me just a moment while I pull that up for you, okay? Let me open another tab on Twitch. Yeah, that's a great question, though. I love that. I love that. And even what I'm doing isn't necessarily perfect. It's just what worked for me at the time, okay? So I want to make that clear. It's what worked for me at the time. Video producer. What week did I get my parse in? Give me just one moment. Let me go look. I think that was this week, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Maloriak, rank 2, July 9th. That was this week. Perfect. Okay, that makes my life easier. Okay. Gonna pull this up for you guys just so you guys can see it. There's a lot of stream beforehand, so give me just a moment here. What rogue am I on during this? I'm on my alt rogue. Okay, this is my main rogue now. That's Omnitron. That's Chimeron. That's Atramedes. And here's Maloriak. Okay. All right, so let me see if I can slow down the playback speed for this, okay? So I'm going to show you guys here, all right? We're going to turn the volume down just because I don't think I say anything of value necessarily here. Yeah. Just one question at a time, guys. I definitely will answer them for you, okay? I definitely will answer them for you. All right, so I want to say there are stipulations with this, okay? There's something that you guys need to understand. This level of DPS that I'm doing here is not something that you're going to be capable of doing if your tank pulls those Vile Swill off the boss, okay? If your tank pulls the Vile Swill off the boss, say goodbye to your DPS. That's what it comes down to. Very plain and simple. Very plain and simple. Okay. I'm going to skip forward just a tiny bit. Yeah, okay. Vile Swill spawning right here. I want to go back just a little bit to... what is this? Sorry. skipped forward a little too much. Okay. All right. So you guys can already see that I've transferred 5 combo points onto the boss. This is another thing that I want to bring up. Whenever you have the opportunity to be redirecting into bosses, if you're trying to get as much DPS as possible out of this, you guys should always be doing this. And always be sending a 5 combo point rupture onto the boss if you can. This will allow you to just get way more burst DPS out of your burst window off the pull when your trinkets are procced, when your cloak is procced if you're tailoring, right? When your synapse spring is procced and your landslides are procced. This is the most DPS, this chunk right here. No, well, you're going to be, I wasn't done, right? Okay. You're going to be growing, even if you have 5 combo points, into a rupture. Okay, and then you will just pray for a ruthlessness proc. If you don't, you'll mutilate into slice and dice. If you do, you just hit slice and dice, then do your normal rotation, right? Simple stuff, okay? You guys will see what I'm talking about here. I think I get the ruthlessness proc, but sometimes it doesn't happen. The DPS loss is very marginal, so don't worry about it too much. Official Jegba, is that how I say your name? Thank you for the follow. Okay, so we'll talk about opener here too, just to make it simple. Okay, so I popped sprint at around 5 seconds, right? I just popped my pot. It's going out literally as we're speaking right here. Okay, that's my pot. I stealth. Okay, and I'm already running into the boss. All right. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for watching, Das. Thank you for watching. Okay. Then we go into the boss. We hit the Garrote on the opener. We rupture. Okay, we don't get the ruthlessness proc. I mutilate into a slice and dice. Okay, pop all my cooldowns. All right, we're popping all of our cooldowns. We're saving T. We're saving T here. Okay, the reason that we're saving T is because it's gonna give us more fan procs, right? And we need so much energy. We need so much energy during Vile Swill to really get a good DPS pump here. Okay, all right. We're just going to do our normal rotation up until the Vile Swill spawn, which is, you know, in the next few seconds. But even then, don't burn your cooldowns immediately. You guys will notice that I'm not going to vanish immediately here. I might. I don't remember if I do. I always kind of do it out of habit here like a dummy. Okay, so I'm going to refresh my rupture here. Okay, this is a good time to refresh rupture, right? All right, my gloves just came off cooldown. We're popping gloves. Okay, I don't refresh my vanish immediately here. What I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to vanish the moment that these Vile Swill come out, okay? So look, Vile Swill are coming out. I vanish. I refresh rupture. Okay? I'm fan spamming. Or I don't refresh the rupture here. I remember the reasoning for this is, okay? So I'm fan spamming and I'm auto-attacking the boss with slice and dice, okay? I'm fan spamming and auto-attacking the boss with slice and dice, all right? I'm keeping my 4 combo points up, okay? And I'm getting 5 stacks of deadly poison on each single one of the ads. And it's not about your fan damage here. This is the thing that you guys need to understand. It is not about your fan damage. It's about your deadly poison stacks, okay? So that you can intermingle between these two, right? You can intermingle between these two. Okay, so I've got 5 stacks, right? My slice and dice is getting low. I'm still just spamming. I'm spamming. I also pop bomb here at some point. I don't think I've popped it yet. I can't tell, the bars in the way, right? I envenom, back to spamming. Yeah, I do pop my bomb. So I pop my bomb here, and I also pop my T here, okay? And then I'm just auto-attacking the boss. At a certain point, there's a point at which you want to start focusing on the boss more, because look, I have no combo points on the boss now, okay? Right? I have no combo points on the boss. I gotta get my slice and dice off, right? I refresh slice and dice. Okay, I accidentally double hit Envenom here, because I have some weird input lag sometimes, which is annoying. Okay, I'm taking a lot of damage, so I pop Feint. Right, now I'm back on the boss, right? Because these guys are getting low. Committing more DPS into them sometimes is just not worth it, right? You'll see that I lose like a deadly stack here, but I kept my deadly stacks on almost all of them for the majority of this. I'm also kind of just spazzing out because I'm afraid. And then I lose my slice. This would have been done even better if I didn't worry about that rupture and just worried about keeping the slice and dice up, but that's okay, right? I got an insane pump off of this. This is 42k DPS here. That's insane for Assassination Rogue, right? So this is the golden like rule right here. This is what you want to be focusing on. This is what's awesome. Okay. Then let's look at... Okay, so that's optimal way to do Maloriac Dark Phase, right? And there's still room for improvements. Me not dropping that Slice and Dice would have been great, okay? And make sure that you're using the Growth Opener. If we have a 5... Give me just a moment. If we have a 5 combo point prior to pull, we should Growth, 5 combo point Rupture, and waste to Growth combo point. Yes. Yes, exactly. Yes, you should. Yes, 100%. Yeah. 100%. Okay. Sub versus Acid DPS in next phase. Can't tell you yet. Can't tell you. We got to see the numbers. My Feels Craft answer is that Subtlety is super finicky to target swaps. And probably doesn't scale as well with certain things in the raid. So things that I'm thinking of off the top of my head is that I think Assassination is going to do better on fights like Elisrazor because you get a haste buff on Elisrazor and you just go crazy with it, right? You get to go crazy with it. I think that Subtlety on standstill fights is probably better, but I don't think there's a lot of standstill fights. I think Subtlety is going to suck on Bethalak. I think Combat is just outright better on Shanox unless you're just ignoring the ads entirely and just killing the boss, but I don't know who's going to be doing that on early clears, especially if you're in a more casual guild. Combat beats out Subtlety on Rhyolith. I can't remember with Balerock what his mechanics are off the top of my head because it's been so many years. Major Domo, Cleave fight. Combat's gonna like make that fight look like a joke, and then I don't think that you can Shadow Step during phase 1 of Ragnaros while he's in the pool. So I feel like Subtlety is maybe better single target DPS, maybe better targets like single target DPS, but probably gets beat out by RNG and fight mechanics. That's my take on it currently. That's how I feel about it. That's a Feels Craft answer. I'm not by any means certain about that. The 2-set bonus for rogues next tier is fire damage over time from critical strikes, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it is. I can't look that up right now. I'm like almost certain. It's like you do fire damage over time every single time you critical strike over the next 4 or 6 seconds or something like that. 4 seconds, yeah. That means that Subtlety is going to scale higher off of that than Assassination because they value crit more, but it's near, like, neither here or there, right? A lot of the parses out of next raid tier for Rogue is going to come from how lucky did they get when they were playing the slot machine on their Tricks of the Trade stat bonuses. That's where a lot of the parses are going to come from. And did they pair those Trixes up well with their cooldown phases, which is very easy to do, by the way. But it's on a 30-second cooldown. Your main cooldown is every 2 minutes. Like, do the math. It's a super easy 1-to-1. But just in case you guys didn't know, make sure that you guys are pairing your Vendetta with your Tricks of the Trade bonuses when you get your 4-set. Easy enough. All right. Next question. Vendetta versus Backstab Glyph. Situations on when to use which. Yeah, so this was something that we talked about more during Wrath of the Lich King, during pre-patch specifically, because in ICC with a 30% damage buff, bosses were dying in like sub 1 minute for certain fights like Maragar and stuff like that, right? If I remember correctly, I think the rule is that if a fight is shorter than 1 minute and 20 seconds, Backstab Glyph is better. If it's not, Vendetta is better. You guys tell me how many of you in your guilds are killing a boss in sub 1 minute and 20 seconds. I'm not even doing that, and I'm in the rank 1 speed killing guild in the world. So, you know, find me a boss in which that's worth it on. Some people have asked the question that I do want to answer is that Vendetta versus Backstab Glyphs on Sinestro with the haste buff. Still Backstab Glyph. Still Backstab Glyph. 100,000%. Guarantee you. Promise. 100%. We did the sim for it. Backstabby did the sim for it. It still ended up being better. Okay. Gotta head out now. Excited to watch the YouTube video later, though. Cool. All right. Malakarin asked, what is the most damage you could do at the end of Overkill in your opener with all CDs running? I frequently find myself trying to decide if I send a 3 combo point in Venom on the last GC of Overkill. Do you mean Vendetta? Overkill's just energy regen. Or if I should mutilate to 5 combo point in Venom without the Overkill buff. Seems like a waste of my last bit of a burst window. Sure. I think you mean Vendetta, not Overkill, because Overkill's just an energy regeneration buff. Does nothing for your DPS specifically. Yeah, let me know about that. I'll answer another one. My question would have been about Cold Blood usage, though. Sometimes I don't know if I should send with a 4 combo point if I keep rolling into them or keep holding at 5 combo points but delaying. Yeah, so this really depends on, like, how many AP modifiers that you have active at the time. Like, if you have Unsolvable Riddle, Double Landslide, Cloak Proc, or Synapse Springs or something like that up, if there's, like, multiple of them and they're about to fall off, I think that you would definitely want to send a 4 combo point with that Cold Blood, but there's not a lot of use cases for that where they're pairing up mid-fight. Like, definitely at the start of the fight, you want to just send them and make sure that you're not, like, wasting those AP modifiers from, like, Trinket Procs, Cloak Proc, Glove Proc, Weapon Proc, stuff of that capacity. But, yeah, that's generally speaking how I do it. We would probably have to check a very specific sim for that, and as much as I'm decent with the sims, I'm not good enough at the sim to be able to, like, program specifically using 4 combo point versus 5. So we would have to talk to Backstabby about that. So that's a question that I could probably answer in the Discord at a later time. Okay. Sorry, I definitely meant Vendetta, trying to multitask at work. Yeah, so I don't think that 3 combo points is ever the move. If I'm being honest with you, you should go check a target dummy and see how much you're doing with a 3 combo point versus just, like, your base average 5. And tell me what you think the crit modifier would look like on the difference between those two. 3 combo point and Venoms are really weak, actually. They're really weak. You start to scale on damage way higher at 4 and 5, which is why it's the acceptable. Generally speaking, I don't advise 3 combo point and Venoms. And I think that rather than paying attention to stuff like that, unless you're, like, a super top tier player, I really doubt that, like, min-maxing a 3 combo point in Venom with your cooldown phase is the biggest thing that you could probably improve on in the first place. You know, I think there are probably bigger prioritizations that you could be looking at, generally speaking. Vendetta Glyph pre-pull for Magma, all right, though? Yes. Okay, so I do want to talk about this. This really depends. This is totally dependent on... Well, actually, I guess it's not. I guess it's not, because this would set you up properly for the first one. I don't want to say definitively... but if you're in a guild that does a single exposed magma head phase, you don't need to, you don't really, like, this is like a guarantee definite, right? I can show you guys that I know what I'm talking about. Hold up. I have the rank 1 magma parse in the world currently, so I'm doing something right there, okay? All right, anyways. What I did to achieve the rank 1 magma parse is that I put on the Glyph of Vendetta, and then I popped Vendetta on the boss at 12 seconds before the pull, and then in that in-between time, I swapped back to the Backstab Glyph, and then I immediately, from that point, hit sprint, pop my pre-pot, stealth, and then run into the boss, and then do my opener, right? The reason that I'm doing that is because you want to pop Vendetta slightly early on that fight, so that Vendetta is up when the exposed head comes up, okay? The way that you'll do this is that you still pop Unsolvable Riddle with, like, just on the pull, and then you hold your second set of Synapse Springs to pop on the beginning of the exposed head, and then you pop your Unsolvable Riddle with the back half of... I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong. You pop Unsolvable Riddle whenever it comes up, and then you just use whatever downtime is left on the exposed head to pop Synapse Springs. But then you also don't pop Berserking, don't pop Blood Fury, don't do any of that stuff, right? You save all of that stuff for the exposed head phase. I don't know if that timing will set you up properly for the second or third head phases, but I'm almost certain because of the way that your cooldowns are being popped in that orientation, if you get a second head phase, like if you guys aren't one phasing Magma and you guys are two phasing it, I'm pretty sure that early pop will carry over to the next the second head phase as well, which will give you more uptime with your Vendetta on the second head phase as well. So something to definitely check out. It's kind of a lot of inputs in a very short period of time before the boss pull. So if you're someone who like has anxiety or just doesn't do well, like, you know, pre-pull and stuff like that, maybe don't do this. But it is a very big DPS gain, a very big DPS gain. Okay. Any more questions? Otherwise, I'm going to go to the FAQ channel in my Discord, and we'll pull a question out of there. Any more questions? Sorry if already answered. My headset was off, but I'm in a mid-tier guild. Should I be spec swapping to min-max and help kills? I think that depends on the goal of your guild. There are definitely people who take sides in this. In fact, for any of you guys know who the WoW head writer is, Sqwurrelly, me and him are both on the total opposite spectrum of this, right? And this is something that I feel differently about than him. So Sqwurrelly is like a total efficiency guy, right? Sqwurrelly cares always about like doing what is the most proficient on any given fight. And I'm not so much the same way. I will do what's proficient on week 1 clears. I will do what's proficient when we're going for speed kills. I will do what's proficient when necessary. I will not do what's proficient for my own fun and enjoyment of the game when bosses are on farm. I don't care about that type of stuff, right? So I think it really depends on the environment that you're in, and I feel like this is a super subjective question, but I feel like it's extremely important for you as a player to, you know, like understand what the essence of, you know, whatever run you're in is, right? Whether or not that's a guild run that's like super hardcore, they expect you to be on top of your game all the single time, right? Or like if you're halfway through, you know, a raid tier and you guys are just chilling and it doesn't really matter, like why do I need to play combat on Halphus when it doesn't even count on logs and the boss is on farm and the boss is going to die regardless? You know, it's not like anyone's DPS parses matter there, right? Oh, the boss dies 10 seconds faster. My rate, I'm doing 2 splits in a single night already. You know, for me, that type of thing doesn't really make sense, right? Yeah. So that's how I feel about that. It really just depends on the environment that you're in, right? But if your guild has not killed Ascendant Council before, right? And you know, like you guys are struggling, you know, maybe you should play combat on that fight to get through phase 1 faster, so that like that reduces the chance of people dying, and then, you know, you get extra cleave damage, right? So you're getting a ton of extra cleave damage between phase 1 and 2. So like your healers might have more mana so that, you know, people survive longer into phase 3, or, you know, something of that nature. Maybe you should play combat on Cho'Gall because, you know, your guild's struggling with killing adherents, and then you could Blade Flurry cleave them and make it so that they can put more damage into elementals and, you know, just Cho'Gall so that you guys get through the phase, you know, phases faster. Maybe you should do it on Halphus if the Storm Rider is dying so slow and dragons are not getting cleaved enough because your comp doesn't allow for a lot of cleave. You know, like there's circumstances in which it would make sense, and I do agree that, you know, if your guild needs something, you should put yourself, like, your own wants and needs aside for what your guild does need. But if your guild doesn't need those things, my personal belief is that, like, don't ruin my fun and enjoyment in the game for something that's just unnecessary. That's how I feel, you know? But it depends. All right. I only raid in 10-man, but I'm definitely into min-maxing every GCD, trying to find anything to push me to 99s, for sure. Sub-spec for VNT. Stupid. 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 I think you guys should either only be doing one set of sending people down on VNT, generally speaking, unless your DPS is insanely low. Unless you guys are doing a 6+ minute kill time. Let me go look at my kill time in my GDKP the other week. Thalion and Thralion. So we killed the boss in 6 minutes and 21 seconds. We only sent one group down on the first set of Shadow Realm. You know, I guess like ad clearing waves. I don't know exactly what I call that. We only sent one group down, and it was ranged. And the reason that you send ranged down is because they have far less downtime downstairs than melee do. Because melee have to travel everywhere. Ranged do not. They can sit in the very center of the room on the safe part of the phase and just burn everything down, right? A lot of people make the argument, well, subtlety rogues can go down and they can clear it by themselves the entire time and stuff like that. And it's like, sure, they can totally do that. But when you get to sub 5 minute kills, you just don't need to send people down at all. You don't need to send people down at all. My guild doesn't send anyone down. We have nobody going down. And if the answer is that you guys are dying, it's because your healers suck. And you guys need to get better healers. And you, as an individual, do not deserve to be punished because your own guild sucks at mechanics and other players slack. So you have to leave the raid, respec, do a spec that's completely non-viable on any boss except for VNT, and come back to the raid. No way. I don't think I'm being selfish in that either. I think that's inherently just people putting more weight on rogues' backs for absolutely no reason, because their own guild can't do mechanics properly. I think that's stupid. That's just my opinion, though. Is there perhaps a way to min-max with Envenom and the miss chance on Chimeron? So part of it's RNG. Another part of it is just popping Cloak of Shadows early and often and hoping for the best. That's the simple upfront answer for that. Can you convince my raid to let rogues never do any mechanics and pump big DPS? Yeah, that'd be awesome. I would love to talk to him. Let's set up a meeting for it. Our VNT kill time is high 7+ minutes because we are sending our big pumper melee DPS down on the first phase. You shouldn't. It should only be ranged. It should only be ranged every single time. Yeah, you send your group 3 and group 4. How to parse on Sinestra? Don't get targeted by Twilight Slicers. That's about it, if I'm being honest. And then just doing your normal rotation. And also don't be the person who has to gouge the spike callers. Parsing specifically is kind of a matter on Sinestra of those circumstances. Yeah. You can still parse on Sinestra, though, even if you are doing spike callers, so long as your guild is killing spike callers really quickly, so that, like, you don't have to sit off the boss and interrupt spike callers while the haste buff is active. I had a week where I did 38,000, and I was doing the spike callers. I think I got like rank 4 at the time while doing spike callers. I would also add you can ignore the bubble in transition, just cloak the raid blast. It's kind of pointless to do that, if I'm being honest with you. I don't see the reason why you would do that. It doesn't really matter. I guess you're not using cloak there, but I don't think you're really gaining uptime in any capacity by doing that. What, are you just running back to the boss early? Is that what you're doing? When and how should I be using redirect as Sin on Conclave? So it kind of depends. If you guys are not one-phasing Conclave, it really comes down to you should just be putting it on Nazir, because you're about to go into a big DPS burn, and all your cooldowns are going to be popped on either that first or second one. Row hash DPS doesn't really matter as much, because like on the opener, you're going to use your cooldowns there, right? And then you're going to go to Nazir. You definitely want to redirect on that first one, because that's usually when people lust. If you're killing it really slow, they'll lust on the second one. That's fine. It'll be up for the second one. So it doesn't really matter. You just send it into Nazir, right? And make sure that when you're leaving Rohash, you're leaving Rohash with Slice and Dice up at a decent time, so that you can go over to Nazir's platform, redirect your combo points, either hit a Rupture, or refresh your slice and dice so it doesn't have to fall off, and then you're reducing the things that you need to re-up on a completely different boss with less time. We have to go back to Rohash and kill Nazir on our second Sleet Storm. Yeah, so redirect should be up for both of those if I'm not mistaken. Unless I'm wrong on that. I don't think I am, though. I don't know. Yeah, I would just do it on the first one, usually, like, generally speaking. Never leaving the boss. Oh, yeah, I guess. There's some pretty good pad that comes off of killing those ads, though, so... Speaking of Conclave, second CDs come slightly late for Nazir. Do we still send on pull? It depends. Are you getting full buffs on the platform that you're doing Rohash on? And are you guys lusting on your first go around for like on that platform with Nazir? Also, guys, make sure that you guys get some questions in about other bosses that we haven't mentioned as well, just in case. Yes? Well, I asked you a question. So, yes does not answer that question. Yeah, I don't want to focus all of it into specific bosses, but I do appreciate the different questions. We've done a lot of different bosses so far. And some more generalized questions as well would be very, very helpful. Okay, I'm gonna get off this screen. I'm gonna go back to playing WoW while we talk about this stuff, because I've just been sitting on this screen for a pretty long time. Yeah, I don't know why I wouldn't use it, I guess. All right, we're gonna go to Orgrimmar. We're gonna go get some I guess ODS multi-dotting is not worth it. If you can refresh a Rupture when you're target swapping, do that. But yeah, not really. Not really worth it. It's not a big deal. And also, a lot of them have shields that you end up, like, hurting your raid with if, you know, other people are greeting like you are anyways. So, like, kind of sus to do that most of the time. Who should be assigned to killing each type of ad on Cho'Gall? Yeah, I think this is really easy. I think Ellie Shaman should be on kicks with Warriors because Warriors get a DPS increase from interrupting. And depending on your raid, if your raid's good and you're not in like a super dad guild, adherents should just be dragged through melee so that they can be cleaved, so less people have to leave the boss. That's what I think. And then when they're getting close to dying, about 20% or lower, you just drag them out and let range finish them off. That's how I feel. People who have all of their melee swapped to them are fundamentally not doing it well. But I also understand being in a dad guild and trying to get your players to move out of Shadow Crash and them sucking at it. So it's like kind of hard, you know? Kind of hard. We do lust on first Nazir transition. Yeah, I would still send them on the pull. I would still send them on the pull because you're still going to get like some of that lust in the second set. So I would still send them on pull. Oh, I got Warchief's Blessing. Let's go. Sick. Oh, it's getting re-dropped too, chat. We're owning. Okay. We're about to pop off now. We're about to pop off. I know it's like obviously not what you want to happen, but like people are saving 3 minutes for when they go to Nazir. You're just in that weird space where like Nazir, like when you go to the Nazir platform, it's just like slightly too early, you know? So you kind of just have to deal. Like it sucks. I don't like it either, but that's just how it goes. Our current strat is to have ranged hard swap to ads, melee stay on boss, and elementals for Cho'Gall, melee never touch adherents. I think that's fine. I think you should be stacking the ads on top of Cho'Gall. That way they just get naturally cleaved. That way you guys are not losing a bunch of hard DPS on the boss. That's what I think everyone should be doing. That's what my guild does. I think everyone should be doing that. And just let, you know, just let cleave take care of most of the damage for you. Like, passive cleave is crazy, right? You have a bunch of DKs, pestilence spreading, you know, multi-dots from warlocks, stuff of that nature. Like, all of that helps a ton. And I think people who aren't doing that are, generally speaking, just not like they're just they're putting a decent amount of people on cuck duty, and I'm not a big fan of that stuff when there's just smarter strategies, but that requires people to be more on the up and up and smarter. So it's kind of hard to say one way or another what the best, strategy is. So, yeah. Are there any other bosses except Magma where it's worth putting your proc trinket on ICD pre-pull? Not that I'm currently doing, but that's not to say that it's not worth it. I think there's an argument to be made to doing it on Omnitron Defense System. If Arcanotron is coming out first. I think that's a good argument, and then you just hold cooldowns for that. I think there's an argument for that. Trying to think. Maybe Halphus, but that depends on your kill times. Like, if you're gonna lose an entire proc of the trinket, after you guys have killed all the dragons, no. But if you aren't, I would put it on ICD till after the whelps die. And also, if your guild is not killing whelps first, they should be. But yeah, after the whelps die, you guys should definitely, like, if you would not lose another use of Prestors, you should put it on ICD there. Or, like, if you're using Key or, whatever, really. Yeah, I would put it on cooldown there. I think that's a good option. Until you have the 100% damage bonus. Because if you're playing combat on that fight, you're popping Adrenaline Rush after whelps die. And then you pair that with Prestors, you're going to be doing nutty damage, right? With a Deep Insight as well. Yeah, that's crazy stuff, right? That would be a massive DPS increase. But I don't think if you would otherwise lose an entire proc that it's worth doing. So that's something to pay attention to. Really comes down to like a case-by-case basis. Like I can't say definitively whether or not it's a DPS increase, but those are like really the only ones that I can think of. And the only reason that you're really caring about delaying those in the first place is because we're talking about like DPS increase windows where you're just getting like an insane damage buff off of those bosses. I don't think there's like a lot of on-use cases for that type of stuff. And I wouldn't say doing it on Sinestra's worth it, even though it's like the same parameter, right? You're getting a massive haste buff off of Sinestra, just because, there's a lot of DPS that you would lose on the table off the pull by not having Prestors pop on the pull. And even though that DPS is not as important as the hasted phase, I really doubt you're losing entire procs or like not capable of lining up your procs. That haste buff lasts 3 minutes. Like, there's no way that you don't have a little bit of wiggle room to ensure that you're optimizing that cooldown. How do you drop threat effectively on Halphus? Oh, that's such a great question. That is such a great question. Yeah, so what you need to be doing is that you need to be targeting the Slate Dragon and then vanishing. Or like whatever dragon is the last dragon alive. So you definitely have to trick spam, but if you're getting close to hitting, a point in which you would pull aggro on another one, whatever dragon, and as you get more damage buffs, you will inevitably rip aggro off of your tank, especially if you guys are killing Slate Dragon. If you're not killing Slate Dragon, it's a little bit different. Most guilds don't have threat issues up until Slate Dragon comes out because it's a 400 DPS increase, right? And most of your tanks are just off tanking Slate. They're not directly targeting him. So he's getting passive threat generation, not active. So generally speaking, you just need to, whatever dragon is high on threat with you, you need to specifically target it. Vanish only loses threat on your targeted, the enemy that you're targeting at the time of you vanishing, not other targets. The reason that generally speaking you don't notice that is because it's a combat drop in open world. And so you don't realize that you're, in open world, like, you don't see that unless, I guess, a mob has true sight, because it's a combat drop, right? So you wouldn't have that circumstance in open world. And in raids, generally speaking, the only thing that you ever have threat on at any given time is your primary target, because, lo and behold, we're a single target class, right? So there's, like, Unless you've had a crazy circumstance in which you're ripping thread off of a tank with fan of knives, which I doubt ever happens, you probably wouldn't notice something like that. Yeah, but that's a great question. That's a great question. All right, what else you guys got for me? What else you got for me? Those just aren't worth it. Okay. That's easy enough. Where is the weapon trainer? Is he over here or something? I'll talk to a guard. Where are the guards? There's no guards. Do you have any up-and-coming tech us plebs should be aware of to maximize DPS? I think at this point, not really. I think most of the stuff that I've talked about on stream is pretty set in stone for the most part. I don't think there's any crazy tech outside of just like killing the bosses faster that matters. So the slow/fast dagger weapon swap at 30% is not really a thing anymore, right? No, it's definitely still a thing. This is something that people get confused about a lot, and it's something I would actually love to clarify. So a lot of people have been confused because they see me not using it on stream. I'm definitely a little bit privileged here to say that I get special treatment. And I get to hear about a lot of things that necessarily you guys don't, because I personally bother Backstabby all of the time. The thing that is currently happening when I'm not using the weapon swap is because it's generally speaking somehow dependent on your haste values, okay? And for me, it's like a 10 DPS increase, okay? Now, that can change based off of your gear. We have a massive thing in our FAQ. I don't want to go over the entire thing because it's very long-winded, but essentially, I'm going to dumb it down, and if you guys want more information on it, you guys can go to the FAQ and check that out, okay? The big thing that I want you guys to realize is that it's never a DPS increase if your main hand weapon is of higher eye level. Okay, so if you have an eye level difference between your weapons, let's say a 372 and a 359, the 372 is always going to be in main hand. Just flat out, that's better, okay? 100%, all right? If you don't, and you have two 372 weapons, two 359 weapons, two 346 weapons, okay? Generally speaking, it's between a 20 to 120 DPS increase that's extremely hard to sim, okay? For me, again, with my special treatment, right, with the more haste I've gotten, it seems like the smaller the gap gets between those two things, all right? And that's not with any certainty. It's a little bit of a feels crafty answer, okay? It seems like that gap gets smaller and smaller the more haste I have. But the less haste I have, it seems like that gap gets bigger, okay? So if you're less geared and have less haste, or if you're in a gear set that has a lot less haste, it seems like it has way more value, and if you're doing your rotation very proficiently, then it's definitely worth it. The other time that it's most certainly worth it is that if you're playing, like fighting a boss in which there is downtime on that boss, okay? So if you have a boss where there's downtime, then it's massive for you. But generally speaking, you're not really going to find a lot of bosses where you have downtime to swap at that 35% marker. If you guys can think of any, you guys let me know. I can't really think of any personally in which that's happening on a general basis in this raid tier. That might change as time goes on, and we can readdress that later. There is currently going to be some optimization going into the sim for us to be able to check weapon swaps, but that's not happening at the moment. So it's just really hard to say, and for such a small DPS increase in my current gear, not really worth it for me. Maybe Atramedes, That would probably be the only one that I could think of off the top of my head. Yeah, maybe Atramedes is the move, and that is about that's about as good as it gets, you know. So, and I can't even make effect of that because in my guild we get to 35% before the first air phase, so it's like I can't even make use of that, for the small DPS increase that it is for me. Okay. I see. So I'm running tier legs and poison control shoulders, so I do have less haste. Could be worth it then. Yeah, sure. Sure, it could totally be worth it then. 100%. Yeah, it's really just dependent on gear a lot of the time. It's really dependent on gear a lot of the time. As much as that sucks to say, and I know that that's annoying, so I do apologize that I can't be like, here's an exact number. There's no way to feasibly sim that for you guys, except for like some weird private sim that Backstabby lets me annoy him with every now and again, you know? So it's like, I wish I could get more information on it, but I also just respect Backstabby as an individual, and I don't want to waste a bunch of his time for something that, like, isn't that monumental. A lot of, and I'll be honest with you guys, a lot of what I was saying is that people were making just blatant arguments against weapon swapping and saying it was really bad and stupid and not worth it, and that it was just a DPS loss at the beginning of the expansion. And I was making the argument that I know without a shadow of a doubt, off the top of my head, without doing the math, that it is a DPS increase, and that DPS increase is not small in Prebis. As we get fuller into BIS, though, it's like, I can't test that stuff, you know? Like, I can't test that stuff, but I know and understand Rogue enough to know that it was a DPS gain. And that's you know, that's where that whole point in the video kind of, you know, from the one video came from. So, but yeah, I do think that's a good question. I do think that's a good question. We're going to train abilities, too. I forgot to train my abilities. We're going to get another rank of Eviscerate. Sinister Strike, Feint, Kick, Sap, Parry, not Expose Armor. Oh, we'll get Garou, just in case. Doubt I'm going to need it, but we'll get it. All right, yo, what's up, Vale? Welcome to the stream, dude. But acting like you don't have gold and just spam. I just got this gold. I just got this gold. And I have to make effective use of it. Never learn expose. This is the way. Based. Okay. Give me more questions, guys. I've got about another hour and a half. I've got about another hour and a half before I have to get off. Because I have D&D at 7 p.m. So just keep them coming while I'm here. You know, let's anything that you can think of. Anything that you can think of. Time to pop out and get set for our raid. Good luck on Q&A tonight. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you for asking all those helpful questions. You definitely had some good ones. Yeah, I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate you. Okay, we're gonna head back to Crossroads. Do you play on D&D? Currently, I'm playing... So we're not... I shouldn't say Dungeons & Dragons. We're playing a version of the game called OSE, which is Old School Essentials. But I'm playing a friar. So, very heavy, like, cleric vibes, but he's kind of like not a monk, the class, but like a monastery monk in terms of real life, right? So, pretty cool. But a lot of the time I play dex-based characters. I play rogue on everything, dude. Anything special you do if a boss is facing towards you? Get behind him immediately. That's the answer. Yeah, that's the answer. And that even goes for like things like Chimeron between caustics. I don't play like that. I will min-max that stuff to no end whatsoever. Chat, it is 79 degrees in my house right now, and I am melting. Give me just one moment while I get out of this shirt. I worked out in this shirt, and it's already kind of like, I've been kind of sweaty all day, so I just need a moment here. Give me just a sec. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to pop into something a little more breathable, man. I was melting, dude. No assassin class, Madge, true. Musty shirt. When to pop CDs on Halfist? How many rounds of MC do you sit through before saying screw it and send CDs on last phase of Neff? I'm gonna be honest. I don't really sit on CDs on Neff because it's not a fight that you can like be recognized on parsing for anyways. But generally speaking, like maybe 1 to 2 at most. Maybe 1 to 2 at most. At most. That's you know, just in case I'm like feeling cheeky, you know, and hoping that I do get a 99 on that fight for once. Okay. Yeah, but as far as Halfist goes, just after Whelps die. Just after Whelps die, and then whenever they come back up. That's as simple as my answer can really get. If you guys are speed killing that boss in like sub 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I guess directly on the pull, and then just auto attack the boss while you're cleaving Whelps down. That's not perfect, but that's the best answer. And then, you know, at the 300 or 400% mark, depending on whether or not you are or not killing the Slate Dragon. We keep not dispelling heals on Maloriak because we want to wait for green phase, but if we have too much DPS, wouldn't it be better just to cleanse always and skip the green phase? It depends on what your goal is. If you guys are parsing, kind of ish. That's a really hard thing to say. It depends on the class and what their parsing goal is. If you guys aren't, you're going for speed kills, you skip green phase and just burn the boss. But you guys also have to be not bad at that. So, you know. Yeah, I just changed. Okay, what is your mental checklist for things you do to prepare for Lust or a damage amp phase? Things like going into it with a fresh 5 combo point rupture or a newly extended slice and dice, or does none of that matter? I guess that's a case-by-case basis. I wouldn't say that it does or doesn't matter on certain fights. So like things with damage amps, it 1000% matters. Things like ODS it matters on pretty heavily, Magma, Halfist, Sinestra, stuff like that. I try to prepare for those pretty heavily by just saving cooldowns, but the reality is it kind of comes down to saving cooldowns. You know, that's usually what it was. So, yeah. That's usually what it is. And I wish there was like a more complicated answer, but there's no way to give a blanket answer for that wouldn't mislead people, so I kind of want to avoid that question specifically because I feel like that's exactly what it would do, is mislead people. People will take it too literally. But yeah, I guess, you know, if you're not going to lose like a bunch of uses of Vendetta during the fight and there's like a big DPS amp phase coming up, I would just try my best to save cooldowns if you know that DPS amp is coming within like the first 30 seconds of the fight or something of that capacity. I was at 40k DPS at 25%, fresh MC'd, full stacks, all CDs ready to go with Lust. My enhanced shaman clapped me with Storm Strike. That's incredibly tragic. That's incredibly tragic. I'm super sorry. Yeah, I'm super sorry. That sucks. Okay, I've spent a lot of time not answering some FAQ stuff from the Discord, so we're gonna look at the Discord and see if there's any good rogue questions in there. Okay, someone had asked if it's worth reforging to expertise for Sinestra. In my opinion, this is, I won't give you guys a yes or no answer as much as I'm going to give you guys an answer that's befitting to what the DPS difference is between expertise cap and not expertise cap for assassination, rather than being like yes or no. Personally, I don't do it. My highest rank parse on that fight, without cheesing ads or anything like that, is, I think I'm rank 2 in the world, okay? I'm ranked 2 in the world on Sinestro currently, okay? I don't think it's worth it. I don't think that I've seen a meaningful DPS increase from it, and I don't think there's a reason for it. I think if you're in a guild where your tank isn't facing the boss far away enough that you guys are facing the front side of the boss, you should do that, but also you should have a very stern talking to with the tank in your guild to make him not nerf you for no reason. Because even if you are expertise cap, being in front of the boss is still a massive DPS loss. It's just an even bigger one if you're assassination and can't backstab. So, you know, take that how you will, but like, I would physically fist fight my guild tank if they were tanking Sinestra in a spot in which they made it so I couldn't backstab. That's just my opinion. Obviously, do with that information as you will. Yeah, I'd throw hands. That's pretty baseline there. TFW, tank is my GM and raid leader and has a my way or the highway attitude. That's really a shame, and I think playing with people like that is extremely frustrating, so I apologize. Yeah, I don't want to be rude about it, but yeah, like I would probably find a new guild. People like that are extremely toxic and a terrible time to be around. Usually just like weird nerds on the internet who are just like power grabby for absolutely no reason. And that sucks, and it creates a really toxic and bad environment for the average WoW player. People don't swap guilds often enough in fear of not finding something better, and it's a shame. Find a place you enjoy and have fun. I agree with that sentiment entirely, and it's something that even I had to learn. I mean, Vale literally had to talk me out of leaving, talk me into leaving Fusion, because I didn't understand that, like, I was just blatantly not having fun with the game while in this guild, or while in that guild at the time, So yeah, I think it's extremely important to go where you feel valued and wanted and have a good time and be around people that you mesh well with, I think that's so incredibly important. I don't think this is worth using. Yeah, so I'm just not going to use it. Okay, another one from the Discord. Another one from the Discord. Combat gear. The original post says, I started off by having a separate gear set for combat, and for a while it was pretty comparable to my Asa set. So everything simmed higher by having perfect reforges, expertise cap, etc. However, now there is such a large eye level disparity, 366 for assassination, 359 for combat, that it's literally swapping my main hand to my combat main hand and leaving my assassination gear on, and no reforges is simming 900 DPS higher. Debating on whether to reforge or expertise cap on my assassination gear and swap over to my main hand for combat fights, or picking only key items to swap in for expertise capping and keep the majority of the rest of my gear. I know expertise cap is about minus 200 DPS loss, but it's also the simplest solution. Curious to know what others are doing now that we have some weeks of loot under the belt. So I said in this post that I don't do that. But I do think if you're not someone who is interested in rank 1 parsing in the same way that I am, who's trying to squeeze out like literally any small amount of DPS, the easiest thing that you can do for yourself if you main assassination on single target and then play combat for AoE fights is literally just expertise cap as assassination. I think it's very valuable. I think 200 DPS loss sucks, at baseline, but it's not so much of a DPS loss that it's that big of a deal, and it also comes with a nice quality of life increase that a lot of people don't experience with assassination. As much as I'm as much as I am min-maxing my DPS increases by not expertise capping, there's also such a nice quality of life improvement while being expertise capped, of just not really having to worry about your abilities dodging that much. So awesome, dude. It's so awesome. I just go reforge on a boss-by-boss basis. That is something that you have access to that most people don't. So congrats to you, but like my guild doesn't do that. So 200 DPS is the difference from having a good couple of crit RNG or not. That's true. Yeah, and I don't think 200 DPS is an insane difference. So okay. Worried leaving my guild would drop me down in prio for daggers and DS, which I appreciate is a long way off, but I got IRL friends in this guild too, still having fun, just dreams of pumping are far off. Yeah, that's super annoying. I feel you though, yeah. There's a lot of different levels to guilds. Some guilds have good players that just want to kill bosses. Some guilds have average players that sweat everything. And they both perform the same, but the vibe is very different. Gotta find the guild that matches your wants. I think that's such a good take. That was my question. I actually did find a way to finagle it where I don't have to reforge expertise away from 2 pieces, and then I just swap I have Raj and we Gucci. Yeah, I did something similar to that when I was lower geared. I've been too lazy to do that now, if I'm being honest, just because, like, I play assassination on most of the AoE fights. So, how does your guild handle loot? I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't exactly know, because I'm just like a nobody in my guild. So, I'm just a nobody in my guild. I get guild whenever they want to give me loot. I'm under the impression that they are non-biased about looting because we're a speed killing guild. So it's like whoever gets the most out of it is whoever gets the item. So yeah, you know, that's what I would assume is what's happening on the back end with my guild. It's just whoever gets the most out of it. So loot council, yeah, loot council in some regard, but that loot council is more just like a fact checker about who the item would best perform on. And it's not really that biased by any capacity. From what I could tell, at the very least, it's not very biased. I've gotten a ton of loot in this guild, even as just a trial, so... Loot council can either be the best or the shittiest experience based on your group. Yeah, it was the shittiest experience when I was in... Fusion, for example. Yeah, but it's much better in this guild. Yeah, it's much better in this guild. They're always worried about, like, turnover rate, so they were always giving loot to the officers, even if it just, like, wasn't a DPS increase, because it's like, well, that loot won't leave the guild now. But it's like, it's totally biased, right? Because it just benefits them primarily, which is cringe. So, and I dislike those types of decisions, fundamentally. You know, like, I didn't feel bad raiding with Bipolar and losing tier for the first few weeks because I knew that tier was going to people that would benefit more than me. So that didn't feel like a loss to me. Because it was like, well, I'm not getting it, but the bosses are going to die super fast now, so why do I care? We built out a loot sheet, leave it open for everyone to view so everyone knows exactly when they will get the piece they are looking for. I think everyone's an adult, and I think that's how loot should be handled personally. People are really weird about transparency, and I think if you're in a guild that lacks transparency, you should get out of there. I mean that genuinely. I think a guild that lacks transparency, even if they are transparent in like a more toxic way, I don't trust people who can't be transparent and honest with their communication. That's how I feel personally. Is it ever worth to press Shiv? Generally speaking, not with spell hit cap, no. Not for assassination. Maybe very, 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 very small circumstances. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so here, I'll open this link so you guys can see this. So this is what they do. I think this is super sick. I think this is how loot should be handled. 1,000%. 1,000%, this is awesome. Yeah, I think that's super cool. I think that's super cool. I think that's a really good way to handle loot. I think it's very adult, you know. And if people can't handle being an adult, I don't know why you'd want to be in that guild. I don't want to be in a guild with a bunch of, you know, man babies. You know, that's not what I'm looking for personally. If you are the type of person who's loud and you're like, you know, you have like a narcissistic personality and you feel like you deserve things, like, screw you, you know, like, I don't like that type of stuff. Yeah, I also don't like leadership who thinks that they deserve things. Like, as a person who voluntarily chooses to, like, commit their time to something, I don't think that you deserve more loot just because, like, you do something, so you get the big shiny thing. Like, I think that's cringe. You know, I don't like that stuff either. Yeah, I don't think that you deserve extra. Cloud and Owl go hand in hand. He's actually not that bad, dude. He's really, it's really weird. I feel like people have like a really weird, distorted view of who this dude is, based off of his stream. Like, he's so chill. These guys are all just memers. Like, they're all just big memers. They're all big personalities, but they're very, like, there's no beef, dude. There's no beef. They're really aggressive shit talkers, I've noticed, but they're all having a good time. It's all in good fun. You know, like, everyone's just, you know, yanking each other's chain, man. That's really all it comes down to. Yeah, it's just a meme, dude. It's all memes, it's all good fun. And they're all extremely chill guys. I can't say that I've had like I can't say that I've had like the time to really like interact with these dudes a lot. Just because I've been super busy making content for you guys. And I'm always like on stream, so it's hard to like whenever I'm playing WoW, I'm streaming, right? So it's hard for me to just hop in Discord and be like, I'm streaming, by the way, with a bunch of strangers. That I feel like that's weird, you know? So I'm kind of like limiting myself for my interactions with these people by like a certain percentage. But I get really good vibes off of every single one of them, if I'm being real with you guys. Like, all of them seem really cool. They're a little rough around the edges as people, you know, but like, no beef. No beef with these dudes. They don't care. They don't give a shit. They're just doing what's, you know, like what needs to be done. And I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I think, you know, I think these guys are more on the haha, you know, meme end of the community, maybe a little bit more edgy than most, which is like totally fine because, you know, how did you join Bipolar, by the way? You reached out, or did they, or something? So I joined Eternal originally, and then they were like kind of jerking me around, not on purpose. It's just they didn't clear as fast as they wanted to in the early weeks of the expansion, and I had multiple rogues that I needed to get up to max level, or I'm sorry, that were already max level that I was trying to gear out, and they just couldn't find a spot for me while they were like in their clearing weeks, because the rogue that they were going to potentially replace for me was there with them for all of their PTR stuff, and they didn't feel like it would be fair to get rid of him during all of those PTR attempts and stuff of that nature, which I feel like is so valid of them, because he put in all the time and work, and I would never want to do that to someone, and I would never want that to happen to me, so I totally understand why they made that decision that they did. Yeah, so they just couldn't find a spot for me, and I was really stressed out about missing out on multiple weeks of clears. You gotta be shitting me, bro. That's crazy. You gotta be shitting me. That's so crazy. That was so far that came out at? Jesus Christ. So yeah, I was talking in my Discord about how I was stressed about that. Hamish, a friend of the stream, and also just a really cool dude in general, was like, hey, I know Jay in Bipolar, I'll get in contact with him for you in case you're worried that like Eternal doesn't work out. And I was like, cool. And he reached out to Jay. Jay kind of interrogated me a little bit. He was like, your logs suck on Cata right now. And I was like, yeah, it's because the only raid I've done on my rogue isn't a GDKP, and I don't know how to play a Death Knight, and I was forced to play Death Knight for week 1 prog, right? And he was like, okay, cool, you know, like, if you suck, though, like, you're gone. I was like, okay, I promise I won't, right? And here we are, you know, that's, yeah. That happens to everyone at the top 0.01%. People hated my entire guild before they even knew knew any of us, before any of us streamed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's just how it goes. Yeah, it's just how it goes. Man, in Wrath being the GM, I was swapping classes every tier for the raid comp. I almost never got full bis because I was just kept taking end prio due to swapping. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Give me more questions, guys. Give me more questions. I got about another hour. We're kind of just chilling right now, though, so. I was really hoping I get an item upgrade off that dude. Pineapple on pizza? Ew. Well, it's not even ew. I can't have pizza. I can't have pizza. I have an autoimmune disease. I'm not allowed to eat pizza. Workout split, right now I'm only working out 4 days a week, which I want to get to 6, but it's just like not feasible with the amount that I'm streaming right now, and working and making YouTube content. I really, really, really want to work out more though, so I miss working out 6 days a week. Also, because of my autoimmune disease, it's kind of hard to be in the gym that much, man. Kind of hard to be in the gym that much. But my workout split right now is just 2 upper days, 2 lower days. So, it's kind of weird. So I do chest and back, and then biceps and triceps on both my upper body days, and then I do legs and shoulders, essentially. Pretty simple stuff for the most part, but the way that I do my workouts is a little weird. Sometimes I add like extra leg sets into my like upper body days, because my lower body days are kind of volume intense, and if like I have a busy schedule that week, like I'm just trying to get in and out of the gym as fast as humanly possible, because I'm like always doing something these days. I don't talk about it enough, but I literally have like no free time, because I've been doing so much streaming for you guys. I'm not trying to like garner sympathy for that. I'm doing this to myself. I understand what I'm doing. But you know, yeah, like I'm really just trying my best to grow the stream as much as humanly possible and pump out as many YouTube videos as possible for you guys, and like, you know, just do as much as I can, because I set aside a lot of time to get the stream and YouTube channels up and running, but I am at a financial loss doing this stuff, so it's like I'm really trying to make the stream and YouTube channel financially viable in a pretty fast pace, you know. So yeah, that's essentially what I'm doing. Just trying to get all this like financially viable, or at least make like some semblance of cash off of this, you know, to balance out the amount of hours I'm committing to this, as comparison to like how much time this actually takes out of my day. Because as it currently stands, I think I'm maybe making like $100 a month off of Twitch, and I'm streaming 40 hours a week. So you guys do the math, you know? You guys do the math on that one, dude. How often do you find yourself using small damage gadgets like sappers, chargers, Serenite bombs, bolt guns, etc.? Generally speaking, I only use Big Daddies on AoE fights, and I use sappers off cooldown. I need to start using Serenite bombs off cooldown, but they're so tiny of a DPS increase that I'm just like, you know, like, our strats are changing every single week. When we're like a little bit further into the raid tier and I have full base, I'll care more about that. But like, we're literally doing something new every single week, so it's kind of hard to want to even care about that stuff at the moment. That's how I currently feel about it. It's really hard to want to care when you're changing your strat every single time you go into a raid. I could probably just throw it on my gloves and call it a day. I've thought about doing that. That's what I used to do. But don't worry about it, mate. People respect passion, and the growth model is exponential when it catches. You can DM me if it gets overwhelming. I have a very unique point of view on exactly what you're doing with your content. Yeah, I mean, I used to be a streamer. So I streamed Destiny 2 for a living for 5 years on this Twitch channel. That's why you guys will sometimes see like people come in, they'll talk to me about Destiny, and they'll be like, "Are you playing Destiny, Chris?" or something like that, you know? That's my name, by the way, if you guys didn't know. You know, so like, I definitely understand like the vibe with this stuff. I used to average 200 viewers a night, like 100 to 200 viewers a night on average. It was somewhere, usually in the midpoint near the end of me streaming. So like, I've been there and done all this stuff before. It's just Vale has to remind me on a semi-normal basis. But you know, like I'm very hungry to succeed, and I think it's important to be hungry with trying to succeed in things. You know, like I am a very passionate person, and I try very hard in all of the things that I do, probably to my own detriment a lot of the time, but that's okay because I'm having a great amount of fun doing it. And I don't think just because things are stressful that they're bad. So, you know, I'm definitely having a lot of fun streaming, and I really enjoy the amount of purpose that this has given my life. I don't mean this in like a sappy way, but like I definitely feel like I didn't really have like a lot of purpose day in and day out up until getting back into doing this. And I feel like now I have things that I'm always trying to stay focused on and always trying to like improve on. And that personally makes me feel like I'm growing as a person a lot more. So I'm enjoying the process that comes with that, you know? Oh, nice. I streamed 10 years ago before any of this stuff ever started to blow up. I played on the old Liquid roster before they became Liquid for many years. I did the exact same thing you're doing now with class-focused content. Yeah, yeah. Sir, it's me, Switzerland. Yo, what's up, dude? Yo, what's up? Yeah, dude, and like, I am currently playing SOD, yeah, while we do the Q&A. Honestly, what attracted me to, that's what attracted me to your stream to begin with. I recognize that passion. Well, I appreciate that, dude. That actually really means a lot to me. I unfollowed, I'm done. All right, dude. I literally was just playing this to pass the time, dude. All right, while we do a Q&A, all right? Ask me questions about Cata. We're posting this on YouTube. What is this? Oh, that's outside my house, dude. I thought there was this planes flying overhead. I thought that was in the game. I was like, what is the sound going on right now? You're also using Simonize UI. This is just a weak aura I had from back in like phase 2 when I did play. So literally betraying us. Yeah, I'll find I'll find a different UI to use in a little bit. It's fine. Yeah, so, you know, that's what's big for me, is that I've always been really passionate about making content. I think the problem is that I haven't really been passionate about things for a pretty long time. But like WoW has always been something I've been consistently passionate about, and I've always wanted to get back into streaming. But I always kind of had a fear that Darrow, dude. Thank you, man. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that, man. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Sorry, I was feeling a little emotional talking about this stuff in the first place, so I really appreciate that, though, dude. That's very kind of you. Thank you. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Darrow, thank you so much, dude. The big thing for me is that I was, and you guys can, you know, Stat was around when I used to stream Destiny for a living. I was extremely passionate about streaming Destiny. We appreciate all your effort. Thank you, dude. Thank you. You guys make it worth it, man. You guys make it worth it. I'm serious. Like, this is really made my life like a lot better, and it's been a drastically positive thing for me lately. So I can't thank you guys enough for you know, making this possible in the first place. It's been a ton of fun. But yeah, this whole experience has just been really positive for me as a person, because you know, I've been able to just have goals to focus on every single day. And though, like, you know, I understand for a lot of people that like streaming is not something that they consider financially viable and everything, but like I've been there and I know what that looks like. And I know that that's going to take time for me, and I'm currently doing this at my own detriment, but like I know that I as an individual have the drive to get back to a place in which it's financially viable for me again, because I did it before. And I did it under way worse circumstances than I'm currently in now, and I did it when I was at a way worse point in my life than I am now. And I have so many lessons that I learned from streaming back then that I think that I get to carry into streaming now, which sometimes I fail to uphold those lessons because, you know, as I was making the joke earlier, but Vale is always having to remind me that I need to chill the fuck out about streaming all the time. And so is my editor. If I were to go Control F my DMs with Ducky, I cannot tell you how many how many times he has said rest is okay. You know, but the reason why that's even an issue is because I think people recognize how hungry for this I am. And I'm gonna do whatever it fucking takes, you know, because I really do want to be a content creator again, and I really do want to right all the wrongs that I made when I was originally a content creator. And I don't expect to be super famous by any capacity. I don't want to quit my job anytime soon. You know, I'm I definitely just want to get to a point in which like groceries aren't something that makes me feel guilty, you know, when I buy them. And like, you know, we just get to chill out and like shoot the shit and all be degenerate rogues together and have a good time, you know? That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. And it's just like, this has been so much fun having the opportunity to do so. I've also just gotten, I cannot express this with any, like, I'm serious. I have been so incredibly lucky this time around with, like, starting streaming. Do you know how insane it was to find an editor, like, who's willing to do this stuff for me and, like, make my life easier so I can just, like, focus on streaming more? Holy crap, man. It's been insane. It's been insane stuff. It's been insane stuff. So yeah, I feel extremely lucky. I feel extremely lucky. I've met so many cool people who have just like made my life so much better for having known them. You know, I've gotten to reconnect with all the people that I used to talk to when I played Destiny that are like the OGs and like, you know, the real ones. You know, like that stuff has been so much fun and it's been so awesome. Like, it's been a lot, you know. It's definitely been a lot, but I'm really happy that I've had the experience in general, because yeah, I don't know. Enough with the sappy shit though, you know. I don't want to cry. So but yeah, I just feel extremely blessed, man. I feel extremely blessed, and to have met all you guys and like to see the amount of growth that we have already. Like, I don't think you guys understand. The average person who streams on Twitch, they average 12 viewers at their peak of their lifetime. That is the average, is 12 viewers, okay? Based off of the amount of people who are streaming, there is 100 times the amount of people who are streaming to 1 or 2 or 5 viewers that there is of people who are streaming to over 12 plus viewers. We've already immediately hit that hump. That took me a year when I first started streaming, okay? And I only saw real success in streaming, if Stats here, he can attest to that too, like my 4th year, and I quit in my 5th year, you know? So you're doing good enough to get there, especially where you consider how fucking massive MOP will be. Yeah, and I mean this. I think MOP Classic will be gigantic. Keep in mind, you have a Swiss viewer. You basically already won. Yeah, exactly. I know, dude. I mean, like, you know how crazy it is to have people from other countries watching me alone? That's not something that I had when I streamed Destiny, so this is, like, so foreign to me. You know, like, I'm having to think about when I start my stream so that I can capitalize on making it so, like, my EU viewers don't feel like they're missing out, but also making it so that, like, I'm not falling asleep at the keyboard for my streams, you know, because my raids are way later at night. Yeah, dude, it's just been such a fun experience, man. It's been such a fun experience, and I'm slowly but surely changing my sleep schedule to make it so that I can wake up earlier for you guys. By the way, I do want to stream earlier in the day so that I can get my EU viewers in the streams, because I feel like you guys definitely kind of get screwed because I don't get to stream earlier. I've been slowly shifting my schedule with streaming. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like I've been shifting my schedule forward with streaming every week. I'm slowly changing my sleeping patterns. So you guys don't know this, but I'm a mega night owl. Like, I usually stay up to like 4 a.m. On the days that I don't work. So this is like a really big change in me. I've done that for almost my entire life. It's a really big change for me. But I'm trying to change my sleep schedule so that I can start waking up early in the morning for you guys. I woke up at 7 a.m. this morning, and I'm still like. The other thing is, because of my Hashimoto's, like, I wish I could just hop on stream, but like, I got shit I gotta do. I have to move my body around. I have to eat really healthy, so I have to meal prep for me and my girlfriend. My girlfriend also has autoimmune diseases, you know, so like I gotta take care of me and her. Gotta do chores, like all my adult shit, you know. And then I hop on stream after. But I'm trying to like streamline a lot of that stuff for myself. And that's what I'm trying to do, you know? Any plans on playing an EU Rogue, by the way? I feel like the ping difference would be miserable. Is it not? I have no idea. No idea. Now tell me, will Asa get better? I'm not complaining, but Asa is lower on DPS than I expected compared to other classes. Yeah, it's gonna be it's going to be the #1 DPS in Dragon Soul by far. It might fall off a little bit in Firelands, but I don't really know because like it's kind of hard to say. Assassination has a crazy, Rogue has a crazy 4-set bonus, but Assassination is by far the best DPS at the end of the expansion. Maybe Subtlety might beat it out. I'm not exactly certain, but also Subtlety's not viable on every boss in the raid, so it's like really hard to say. Oh, how did Sub feel? It felt like shit in the raid last night because the raid was really bad. So, without any certainty at this point, is essentially how I feel about it. Hey mate, how are you today? I'm doing pretty good. Chat, I need to get some water. My throat's kind of gross right now. I don't know what's going on. Feeling like I have to clear my throat like every 5 seconds. I haven't had a lot of water today and I'm sweating like a motherfucker. Give me a sec. I'm gonna fill this big giant bottle up. The other thing that I do want to mention, just because we are coming off that sappy rant about how blessed and lucky I do feel to have you guys supporting me in the community. The biggest thing that I can ask of you guys, and I've talked about this a lot, like we're averaging more and more viewers every single day, right? I could show you guys the Twitch statistics sometime soon, but we've consistently like moved up through 20 and we're starting to like get close to that 30 average viewer rate like area, but Twitch doesn't necessarily like grow a lot until you get to like 50 plus, and that's where things start to get pretty exponentially bigger for you as you start to like move through the ranks, right? Because usually what Twitch directories look like is this. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay. Guys, I think it's starting to rain outside. I can smell rain. That is the best thing I've ever seen. Okay, so if we go to World of Warcraft, okay. High to low. Okay. So I want to show you guys how fast this goes, right? I want to show you guys how fast this goes, okay? So just like 4 scrolls down, all right? This is around the area, okay? This is where things get really big on Twitch, right? And this is the point that I'm trying to get to within the next few months, okay? The next few months, like I'm talking like 2 to 3 months at most from this point, okay? This dude's doing a fucking rerun. He's got 93 viewers. That's insane. Anyways, this is where I want to get to in the next few months, and I'm very set on getting to this goal. Something that I want to talk to you guys about is that if you guys could do me the kindest favor, okay? When you guys are watching the channel, even if you guys see the channel go live, and you can't watch during the day, if you can, just throw the channel up on your computer or like your TV if you guys have a smart TV with Twitch or something like that. If you don't want to listen to it, turn the volume off by just like going to the site and hit mute site, okay? If you can, the biggest thing is that I've come to the realization this doesn't work as well as I thought it does anymore. Because your view stops counting if you don't type. I know this looks crazy, right? Your view doesn't count if you don't type for very, very long periods of time. So if you can, every so often, just type and just be like, hey, hope you're doing well, or, you know, like, I don't know, just say something that doesn't make you sound like a fucking bot, I guess. But like, that more so than anything else, as much as you know, again, Darrow, thank you so much for the gifted subs. More than anything, money isn't necessarily you look sharp in that shirt though. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's hot. I actually don't wear the shirt because I don't feel like it looks good on me. So that makes me feel really good. Thank you. More so than anything else, muted tabs do not count. Used to not count. Oh, maybe don't mute the tab. Maybe just put it on like 1% volume then. I don't know. Maybe don't mute the tab. I do notice that my viewership has been fluctuating a lot lately with my lurker viewers, so maybe this is why. I don't know. But if you guys... Oh, thank you, dude. That's really kind of you guys. Thank you. But if you guys could do me the kindest favor, tell your friends about the stream. Try and get more people that, like, you know are rogues to watch the stream if you can. Get people invested in the stream when you can. It helps me so much. It helps me so much. Like, just getting my name out there and getting more people to see the content and, like, and stuff of that nature is insane, dude. The money right now is like awesome, and it's like a passion project, and you guys are helping me in this exact moment. Money will be so much easier when we have a larger audience, you know, and like I care less about money right now than I do just being able to like get impressions with more people. That way we can get more viewership as time goes on, you know. Also, by the way, this is the girl who taught me how to work out when I was obese. That's Sqwurrelly13. That's Jessie. She's super cool. But yeah. Yeah. Of course, playing Destiny 2. Disgusting. Disgusting. Yeah, I cannot stress enough. Maybe muting is a bad idea. If you guys have been muting, maybe don't, so we can test that statistically and see like what the average viewership looks like when people aren't muting the stream. So maybe rather than muting the stream, or wait, can I look at the, hold up, let's look at the viewer list. Let's count the viewer list versus how many people are like actively like watching right now, right? So it's counting that we have 27 viewers. 1, 2, 3. This doesn't count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So 28. So it's pretty accurate. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I have no fucking idea. I have no fucking idea. I have no idea. I don't know if these people are like actually listening to the stream or not. Yeah, not sure. Not sure. And now we have 28 viewers, so I have literally no idea. I guess it's accurate then. I don't know if like those people are muted or not. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. We are all AI. Yeah, apparently, dude. Apparently. Yeah, so that's the biggest thing that I hope to, you know, achieve is just like more general like exposure, you know. That's like what I hope for. I also think that I would do a better job if I like learned to use like the Twitch tag system, because I don't know if you guys saw that, but like the recommended, here I'll show it again. The recommended thing, back to Twitch. Where was it? Yeah, recommended channels, World of Warcraft. It looks like these people are all using tags. I think I need to start doing this. I think I'm messing up by not doing that, so I don't know what this is under. Sir, it's tags. Okay. Rogue. Assassination. Combat. Sub. I don't know. There we go. Yeah. Can I tell you something I'd like of your vids? Yeah, you want to tell me something, or you're just saying that I do a good job with my videos? I actually really would love criticism from you guys. That'd be so funny though if we do get viewers like that. I would actually die, dude. That'd be the funniest thing in the entire world. That'd be the funniest thing in the entire world. Okay, we're gonna grab this guy. Oh, bro, it smells like it's raining out and it's still 80 degrees in my house. That's so depressing. That's so depressing. Get your special guest, Dommy Mommy. That's Steph. That's Steph. But I think people want you to explain to them how to get better more than showing them your bipolar 100s that normal people like us can't achieve. And this isn't a flame. I genuinely enjoy you wanting to get 100s, but it's not something playing in a normal guild can achieve. No, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. The reason that we post those videos was there was a lot of people being like, a lot of people have been constantly questioning whether or not I am a voice of authority in the community because, like, who is this Sqwurrelly guy who's not Simonized, who is just some random, right? Those videos were just a direction to point out to be like, oh, this guy does know what he's talking about. And I'm not going to be posting those normally. It's just to prove that I could, like, I am that bitch. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah, it's just a I'm that bitch type of video, you know? I don't want to do them for viewership in the future. I don't think it's a great idea. But I got really tired of people, like, constantly, like, hooing me. You know, like, being like, who the fuck is this guy to be telling me how to play the game type of thing, right? Simonize was an authority and he had less parses than me in TBC. I followed his theorycraft. Yeah, totally. And a lot of that comes from just like you know, building up repertoire over time and like confidence with the community. And that's totally fine. But I'm trying to do it at a really fast pace. You know? So that's really all it really comes down to, is like I'm just trying to do this at a fast pace, and like a lot of that comes with the idea of like I have to prove to people quickly that I know what the fuck I'm talking about because I'm a nobody. You know? Like I'm an absolute nobody. That's what it comes down to. Yeah. I want to do more of that. It's just the big thing that I'm focusing on. So I want to give you guys kind of like the general ideology that we're going with the stream, because I want to be as transparent as possible for you guys, okay? So that you guys don't feel like you're left out of the loop on anything, and that you guys understand exactly what I'm doing and the reasons why I'm doing it. What? Shut off fuel control valve? Okay, I already did that, so I don't know what's happening. The big thing that I'm trying to do here is, right, is that though, again, like I'm not trying to make any of you guys feel weird, right? Like I am at a financial loss doing all of this stuff, okay? So there are a lot of goals that I have to achieve in a short period of time to make it seem that like I am someone who has trustworthy information, who does know what they're talking about, who does know how to play the game properly, who does make good informative content, you know, and like I have to hit all of these check marks while also focusing primarily on Twitch, because though YouTube is great, YouTube, okay, go look at how many videos we put out, okay? We put out 36 videos, all right? Those videos take more time and effort than anything that I'm doing on Twitch, all right? And they've made me less than $100, okay? Right? So to get to a place of being financially viable, that means that like I have to funnel people into the Twitch, so then I can pull the gas off of the Twitch channel, right? And not have to focus on it as much. Not that I'm going to stream less, but like not that I have to do so much on Twitch, and then can focus more on building YouTube later, right? But for financial viability reasons, I have to pull people into the stream quickly, right? And so it's like I have to hit all those check marks, right? You know, and then I have to get people into the stream and get people to watch me and not be, you know, like some weirdo that people actually enjoy watching, you know, and like all of these different markers and indicators that I have to hit to maintain and build an audience. And so this is just like the way that I'm going about things. Maybe it's not the best way to go about things. Maybe more YouTube would have been smarter, right? That's what Simonized did. He started streaming way later on and stuff like that. But like, you know, it was a lot easier to do this stuff when the economy wasn't so bad. The economy's like really bad right now, so I'm like, I gotta, just like, I'm kind of speed running this shit. I'm kind of speed running this shit, and we're kind of just throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks, right? And that's the big thing is that I'm a new channel, and or I mean, at least the YouTube is like the YouTube's a new channel, and we're in the testing phase. If you guys go look at like the views that people are getting back when they were at like 1.5k subs on their YouTube channel and stuff, and like the amount of duds that they put out, we're really just testing the waters with a lot of our content, Okay, let me read. Sorry. To be honest, I already read that. And the general how to play the spec one, I loved your guides on that. Yeah, for sure. I definitely want to finish making those. We're still making those. So, but I understand your POV. Top performances can teach you a lot if you break them down. If nothing else, it shows you the upper limits of what to work towards, even if you can't immediately implement all of that. I do agree with that to an extent. Can I say something without you getting angry to me? If you played in a world first guild, I'd value your opinion more as a new person over playing in bipolar that everyone thinks is a cheese guild, thinks of being a cheese guild. Sure. I mean, like, I totally understand that, I totally understand that, but bipolar isn't a cheese guild, it's just, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. People are totally coping with that shit. It's just blatantly not a cheesing guild. Having been here, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's just people have, like I said, I think I said this earlier. People have a lot of misconceptions about what bipolar is. It's just not a cheesing guild. Like, they just have a set of goals, right? If bipolar was a cheese guild, Alondo would be getting, as like the premier streamer in the guild, right? Alondo would be getting like 6 unholy frenzies every raid boss, and he's just not. The only thing he's getting that's like special treatment is like dark intent, and it's not even that big of a deal that it's on him. Like, I don't know. I'm getting unholy frenzies and splits. Like, these are just a bunch of dudes who are kind of good at gaming. And there's not that many people who are very good at WoW. Isn't a part of parsing cheesing overall, though? Is it different from progressing bosses faster and do mechanics properly? Let me show you guys something, okay? Just let me show you guys just something really quick. Okay, give me just a moment. Okay. May 30th, May 31st, okay? All right? Does this look like a cheese guild to you? I've seen cheese guilds. Top 26th in the world? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's a very narrow and skewed version, and I think everyone's got this weird ideology in their brain. I think people have this weird ideology in their brain because of someone like Alondo being a personality streamer, who's like got a big personality. I think it's kind of out of touch. If I'm being real with you guys, like just a smidge, dude. Yeah, he's totally a cheeser, but so am I, and you guys respect my opinion, Where am I getting this from? But that's like what most of this comes down to, right? You guys gotta understand, okay? You're not cheesing or being in a cheesy guild by stacking yourself with a bunch of people who also pump on DPS so that you have enough DPS to ignore mechanics. Okay? That's called proficiency and skill. I'm sorry, but like, and I'm not taking offense to this, but like, that's not cheesing, right? I think it's a very narrow view of things to think that that's like cheesing. Fuck, dude, he moved and I thought I aggroed him. Wait, what? Oh, this is the guy. What are you? Where are you running? Why are you? What is he doing? What the fuck is going on? Okay, that was super weird. I mean, my general view is the people you learn from to be better is the ones who are way better than you. I learned a lot, and I was really happy with the feedback I got from you last night. I've made 2 new rogues and started leveling them because of it. Cheesing is standing under the tree on Archimonde and TBC. Yeah, I agree with that type of take. Yeah, I agree with that type of take. And also, by the way, guys, I'm never going to take personal offense from you guys about this type of stuff. I literally don't care. Not that, like, you know, I'm not saying I don't care about criticism. I'm just not that sensitive. I'm just not that sensitive. I'm sappy by all capacities. Like, I really value people valuing me. That makes me feel really good and really happy. But, like, I'm not a pussy is what I'm saying, you know? Like, I'm not going to be upset if you guys, like, want me to change the direction of my content. I think that stuff's extremely valuable, and I'm never going to get mad at you for it. Unless you're just, like, outright being like, your content's dog shit. I'm going to be like, okay, fuck you, firstly, and then I still will take the feedback as constructive. You know, like, I'm not like that. Your content's dog shit. Well, you know. He's right. Is he wrong, though? You know. Probably not. What am I doing? Oh, I have to escort him. The fuck? Oh, hell yeah. Getting gamed on right now. This is sick. I'm gonna... Nope, that's not what I want to do. Forgot to change my keybind. Someone just got a Fell Striker in my guild. Someone just got a Fell Striker on Sod. I don't know if you guys know that. That's a 0.3% drop chance. 0.3. All right, give me just a sec. I'm doing an escort quest, and I kind of feel like I'm gonna get fucking dumpstered on this, so I'm not gonna talk that much for a moment here. Are you fucking... Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. These quests are always so annoying. These quests are always so goddamn annoying. Oh, I farmed it. I did 609 kills before I got it. Incredibly depressing stuff. They run so fast. Oh my god, they run fast. Okay, I'm just gonna auto attack for a second. Here, I love your content. Bipolar is still a cheese guild because they won't teach you how to play the game correct. Okay, but here's the thing. No one owes you content, right? No one owes you content. They don't. They shouldn't have to teach you to play the game correctly to just exist. It's just a bunch of dudes playing a game. What the fuck is happening? Oh my god. How in the world? Okay, I really can't talk to chat. Give me just a second. I will answer everything. I will answer everything. I just, like, that was ridiculous. Dude, these really sticky glue traps, dude, are so clutch. Holy shit. Now I smell fire. Uh-oh, chat. Neighborhood's burning down. Okay, I'll take that one. Of course the other one attacks me anyways. Of course it does. Of course it does. He's so close to the other ones. Okay. Am I free? God damn. Still going? Yeah, sure, right. But I mean, like, I don't know any content creators that are like really in like we're in the helping guild, right? In fact, this is something that was kind of a problem for me in my other guild when I was with Fusion, right? Because Fusion had a kind of like a narrative around the namesake of the guild, which was like they all help people. And if you're a guy making parsing guides in Fusion, you're not Jordy. You're not doing the Jordy thing, right? And so you shouldn't be making content. That sounds like also really bad on paper if you think about it in that capacity, you know? So I just like, I don't know. I just think people do whatever the fuck they want. You know, like yeah. I think people do whatever the fuck they want. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. That's how I feel about it at the very least. I think you just do whatever the fuck you want, and that is what it is. Oh shit. Okay. I missed a few things. A lot of my fucking chat was covered up by like I clicked on the gifted sub thing and it was like covering half my chat, so everything was moving through chat really quickly because you guys are typing nothing but paragraphs right now. Okay, give me just a second. Okay. So, yeah. Well, there's a big difference between giving feedback and being a douche. Am I being a douche? Is that what you're saying, or are you just memeing with me? Was I being a douche about something? It's the same as anything else in life. When you're number one on the leaderboard, like every phase, every time you're gonna get haters. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, even people close to me, like, shit on me about it, which is funny. It's just how it goes. For example, there's a big difference between bipolar Alondo and Noda Alondo, if you ask me. I'm not a Twitch viewer, so I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't watch Alondo on Twitch. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. I'm not a Twitch viewer. I don't have time for it. I always keep my life very busy. I don't watch Twitch that often, and when I do, it's just to say hi to friends that I used to stream with. That's usually what I do when I'm on Twitch. Yeah, I have no idea what Alondo was like in Noda. I have no idea. None whatsoever. Where was I? Yeah, that's rough. I think I did 130. Oh, you are, yeah, I already 100% agree. I'm just saying it's cheesy, that's all. I don't know what's cheesy about it. Like, I really don't understand what's cheesy about what we're doing. I really don't, because, like, we're just doing speed kills, which is not, like, cheesy. It's just killing the boss fast. I really don't understand this. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what's cheesy. I really don't understand this perspective. Do you think that we're doing something that is like different than other guilds? I don't know. Like, I don't know what Alondo is doing that's considered cheesy either. Bro's just kind of a gamer, man. I'm serious. Like, we can go look at his logs. Like, it's really not that crazy. Also, chances are you had to do the mechanics anyways for progression, so it's not like you don't understand the fights. Yeah. Yeah, well, and I mean, yeah, it's just like, you know, with more gear means you just get to skip more shit, you know? I don't, but I don't know what's cheesy about that. Give me 50k golden Cata. I'm kind of poor now. You always ask me when I'm poor. Not when I have 600k. I don't understand. Has he ever called for a wipe in Cata? Yeah, when half the raid's dead. And if it's not, like, I think the only time, like, we call for wipes is on, like, Ascendant Council, and there's, like, 5 DPS dead, because the DPS check for Ascendant Council is still really tight. But that's about it. And no, he's never called for a wipe in Cata for no reason. Literally, not once. He, in fact, will get fucked. We had one of our fastest Magma kills of our lifetime. Wu told me to stop trixing him. I tricked Alondo when he lost his Enrage. And I didn't know that that did that, because I've never tricked a fucking warrior in my life. Just never thought about it, right? Because Wu doesn't like to see the number be different from his parse than what it is on Warcraft log, so he knows if he ranked 1 immediately, okay? We still did the pull. Like, if Alondo cared that much, he would do that type of stuff. He's never done that once. I think this is just like a very, I think this is like a very skewed idea of who this person is. If anyone else that's in bipolar that's in the chat, like, wants to pipe up and say otherwise, I don't know, dude, but I have not experienced that. I guess I didn't fucking know it did that. Nothing cheesy about having a bunch of gamers that know the class pushing mechanics because you literally can. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm actually bipolar. They're mean to me. Oh. I mean, deserved. Deserved. Yeah, I guess you can grief warriors like that. I didn't know that, though. Had no idea that was a thing. I've never tricked a warrior in my life, right? I guess outside of, like, a tank, you know? But, yeah, I've just never thought about that because, like, in Wrath, it was warlocks on poles. And then, like, if there's another rogue in the raid, you just do the fucking rogue, you know? Or, like, ferals, because ferals fucking popped off in ICC. So, just never really had to worry about that shit. Warriors were always kind of just like, who cares, you know? Doesn't really matter. So yeah, never had to worry about it, never had to think about it, but apparently that's a thing, so he was like, never do that again, and I was like, okay, well. And I ruined his parse because of it, and we still did the pull anyways, so. Sure, yeah, I guess, but like, I don't know, dude, like, it's just like a parsing meme, like, I don't know, like, I just don't think it's that deep. I'm a part of parsing culture, so like, maybe I'm brain broken by this, but like, I literally just don't think this matters. I just don't think it matters, personally. I don't. I think if you were gonna get Alondo on anything, it would be that he's, like, kind of a dick. You know, like, I don't give a fuck if he's cleaving on Muru, especially in, like, TBC. Like, I don't know, dude. You know who's always complaining about interrupts done? I don't know if you watched Alondo in a long time, but, like, he literally is so quick to scream at people because he's the only person to be interrupting on ODS on his shaman and stuff like that, and his warrior. Like, he's taking DPSLs all the time in our raids, and like, yelling at people about not doing mechanics properly in bipolar. Not about him not getting enough DPS. I've never heard him be like, damn, you fuckers lost me my rank 1, or something like that, you know? Like, I've heard him scream at people about fucking interrupts. So, I don't know. No, it's not him. It's a ton of people, dude. It's like, yeah, bro. Grill, like, I totally... this is... No, dude, it's not him, bro. Have you talked to the people at Warcraft logs? Like, it's not him. It's not him as an individual, bro. Can we maybe move on? Maybe, sure, yeah. Let's just move on. I don't think the conversation is really productive in any capacity. Yo, Slisk, am I saying your name? Slisk, one of the two. Welcome to the stream, dude. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. But yeah, I don't know. I will say I've only got about 10 minutes left with you guys anyways, before I get off, because I'm gonna be heading out to D&D. I want to take a shower and maybe eat some food before I fuck off and talk to my girlfriend for a little bit anyways, before D&D. So I think we might just host someone now anyways. Yeah, you're fine, dude. I'm not tripping about it, bro. Like I said, like I'm just not, I'm like totally not a pussy about this shit. And I also, like, even if people dislike me, I'm very grounded in who I am as a person. No one's gonna make me feel weird about me, you know? Like, I don't care. It's not like that. But yeah, I want to go host somebody. If you guys could please do me the kindest favor, a lot of you guys just got gifted subs. Okay? If you guys aren't already subbed, go spam my emotes and say hi to the person that I host. Every time I host people, no one says hi, dude. No one says hi. Go show some love, please. Please. It's community building stuff. I would love it so much if we joined a stream and everyone started spamming and being like, what the fuck is up, Denny's? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, go show some love. I think we're gonna go host my homegirl Jessie, because I haven't talked to her in a really long time, and I would love to show some love to her. So maybe that girl, so we can get some gains as well. Fuck yeah, dude, 100%. That's exactly where I was going with that. Yeah. Find some one viewer. I would like to do that next time. I haven't seen Jessie stream in a really long time. I definitely want to host her. So we're going to do that tonight. But Vale, remember remind me on the next stream, 100%. I'm down to do that. Ben there, thanks for stream, lad. Yeah, dude, for sure. For sure. Okay, yeah, all the Destiny Spurgs hate each other, by the way. So, all right. Guys, have a wonderful night. Show Jessie some love for me, please. Show Jessie some love for me. And I will see you guys next time, okay? Which will be Monday.